Co.us.
You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show, the most positive business talk show in America. Best-selling authors of Lists That Saved My Business and founders of the Extreme Customer Service Directory, Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer, are inspiring you to get your business right. They know that customer experience isn't just another thing, it's the only thing. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Good morning. Happy Friday. We made it till the end of the week. Some of us didn't think we would. Well, good morning to you. So happy that you're tuning in to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Eric is on vacation this week, but I've got Bill, my producer. We've been multitasking like nobody's business, right?
Yeah, it's already been a busy morning. Yeah,
right. And even Bill, when we do a little bit later on when we get to the news. We always seem to have the phone ring right during it.
Always. In fact, we've planned it twice today as well, so it's going to occur again.
And so we've done it. We've done it again.
Yes, I know.
Right? Because if we can do one thing, we can do 12.
Exactly.
Right? We just throw it all in there.
That's why we were given two hands.
That's why. That's why. So you've got two hands. Hopefully your day is off to a great start. You've got great things going, and so making an Experience Pro Show part of your morning. We are so grateful for you. All right, Bill. Let's get right to it.
Oh, it's that time. For you choose the news. There's not a whole heck of a lot of choice involved, and the news values are definitely questionable. But at least it rhymes. That's why we play along. Angel gets to choose news stories we have scoured the internet for, and only gets to choose the order in which they appear. So let's get to this morning's game show, shall we?
We shall.
All right. Now, first we will start with Let's Go Fly a Kite. We'll do play. No, also, I should say that we are going to be on Friday. We're going to be doing some of the best of stories that we did not get to earlier. So there are some that you did not choose earlier in the week.
Okay.
That now we'll get a chance to revisit.
So if I didn't choose them earlier, you've saved them up for me today, right?
Some of them have been saved. So we'll start with Let's Go Fly a Kite.
Okay.
We'll start with a plain treehouse. A long lost friend returns home. Just like a politician. And going to prison for toys.
Going to prison for toys.
Yes.
I'm going to take going to prison for toys.
Going to prison for toys for $500, Alan. Now, 18-year-old Liu Daiwei in China just wanted to go and buy a number of toy guns from Taiwan. He spent about $4,000 on these very nice toy guns. They're somewhat lifelike, but again, they're toys. However, according to China, they're actually guns. The Chinese law says that any item that can fire a projectile is qualified as a gun. Doesn't matter whether or not that projectile will hurt you, it still is classified as a gun.
So like a Nerf gun would count because of the little Nerf darts?
Yep, that would count as a gun.
That little marshmallow one?
Would count as a gun. According to Chinese law. Now, whether or not they choose to enforce it based on that, don't know. But because these toy guns could fire projectiles, the 18-year-old is now facing life in prison as an arms trafficker.
Life in prison as an arms trafficker.
Yes.
Who did he tick off?
I know.
Right?
Isn't that awful?
Because if they truly were toys, right?
Yeah.
And they truly are. But he did buy a lot of them.
Yeah, he did. I mean, 24 of them. But even then, they're toys.
They're still toys.
Yeah, they're still toy guns.
And now facing imprisonment for...
Yeah, life in prison. Not just,
life.
Yeah, for arms trafficking is what they're charging.
For buying some toys.
Yeah, for buying some toys. Should have stuck with those super soakers. That would have been better.
Is that okay? It projects water.
It's water, though. It's not a projectile. It's a squirting thing. So I would argue that way. That's what I would do.
Squirting. Yeah. Who's his lawyer?
I don't know. He's got to do something. Maybe Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. Could be. I'm not sure.
Right.
Okay, now let's go to the next ones. We have a long-lost friend that is returning home. Let's go fly a kite, just like a politician, or it's a plain treehouse.
Let's go fly a kite.
Let's go fly a kite. You remember that famous song?
Yes.
Go fly a kite up to the highest height. Let's go fly a kite.
Well, they take their kite flying rather seriously in India. In fact, it's one of their prized traditions around their Independence Day. You think we're weird for just lighting off fireworks because kite flying in India can actually be deadly. It is very, very competitive, and people often like to show off their skills and how many kites they can fly at one time. And this leads to sabotage. What has become popular over the last decade in India is kite flyers will take their strings and dip them into glass shards or glass dust, using that kite string to then cut the strings of other competitors.
Other kites?
However, kites, they're not always predictable, nor can you control them, and people are now being injured. Several children have been sliced across the throat and the arms when the glass strings hit the ground, and in fact, in the last several years, 2 people have actually been killed. This is launching the Indian government to start banning the glass string usage when flying kites.
You think?
Yeah, I'm looking at this going, kites, deadly? What's the next thing we're going to find out? That My Little Ponies cause cancer? That's ridiculous. Yeah.
Right? I mean, have you flown a kite? When was the last time you went kite flying?
2 years ago.
2 years
ago. Yeah, because I have an uncle that loves kites. We have a lot of really cool kites, but he gave me some wonderful advice when the kids were growing up. He said, when it hits springtime, throw a kite in the trunk and keep it there, because you never know when you're going to be going by a park, when it's windy. You never have a kite when you want one.
Right.
So he goes, even if you just step out for 10 minutes and fly the kite with the kids, and we did it for years. We'd just be driving by a park and go, it's windy, let's use the kite.
Let's see it, right?
Take it out, and we'd only fly it for 10, 15 minutes. That's all you need.
Because it's kind of fascinating to get it up there, and
that's the fun part.
It's quite a challenge. Once it's up there and it's really going, then the kids are like, well, who gets to hold? Like,
exactly.
The whole thing
you fight
kind
over
of over
it. Yeah, exactly.
Right? And so, but what a fun memory. But to fly multiple kites at one time. It was quite a skill, but the saboteurs.
Yeah, saboteurs taking advantage of other people.
No kidding, wow.
All right, now let's see. We have a long-lost friend that is returning home. Just a plain treehouse, or just like a politician?
Just a plain treehouse.
Just a plain treehouse. Recently, just outside of Berlin, the pilot of an ultralight aircraft crashed into a tree. Unfortunately, he was so high up in the tree, and it happened so late in the day, rescuers could not get to him in time, forcing him to spend the night in his plain treehouse 90 feet off the ground until they could get to him the next morning.
They couldn't
get to him. It was too late at night. It was too high. They couldn't get to him in time. So they said, hey, you got to spend the night here. So he had to sleep in the plane, in the tree overnight until they could come the next morning to get him. They didn't have the right equipment. They didn't have enough people. They just couldn't get. It was 90 feet up in the air. They couldn't get to him.
Could you have slept, Bill?
No.
This is what I'm thinking. I landed here.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if gravity's going to take over.
I've seen all those shows where the plane goes,
right? And all of a sudden,
I've seen that.
You give a little stretch.
Yeah. I watched Lost, that people died in planes.
Right? Yeah. I do not think that I could have slept. Landed in a tree.
No, there's no way.
So did they leave the train, did they just leave the plane there?
Well, they're going to have to eventually get it out, but yes.
Yeah.
But,
all right, a plain treehouse.
Yes, a plain treehouse.
Daddy, build me one of those.
Yeah, build me a plain treehouse, Daddy. Now, a long-lost friend that is returning home, or just like a politician?
Just like a politician.
Just like a politician. A senator in Australia is wanting a drastic crackdown on what he is saying is a new scourge on society. This is putting people at risk. He wants this stopped now. What is this scourge across the streets in Australia? Motorized scooters for old people.
What?
Yes. He wants a crackdown on the motorized scooters. He thinks they are dangerous. Now, why does he think it's dangerous? Well, just happens that his wife recently was leaving their home and didn't necessarily see someone in a motorized scooter coming down the street, bumped into him.
She didn't look both ways.
Nope, she fell down and was seriously hurt. The fall, she's elderly, she's older, and she fell down, and she actually broke her hip, had to have surgery, but because of the severity of the fall, now the politician has to stop the rampant use of these awful scooters. Yes, he wants to control the speed. He wants to talk about training and licensing and whatever else, because, it wasn't really an issue until it happened to somebody that he knew.
He knew, right?
And then all of a sudden, now this is
his
the biggest
wife,
thing in the world.
What are you going to do about it? You're a politician.
Yes.
You can make a difference.
Yes, just make a difference. Can't you stop this from happening?
Change the safety, like the danger that is happening on our streets, the crime.
Oh, it's awful.
Right?
All those rascal scooters everywhere. People zipping around at 10 miles an hour.
Gotta get the little alert, right? I've fallen. I can't get up.
Exactly.
I mean, very sad, right?
Very sad and unusual, but seriously, that is just like a politician. Right? It didn't matter at all until it happened to someone that I knew, and then, maybe we should do something with this. And,
here's an accident.
Yeah, and then also go too far. Yeah. Try to solve a problem that's not really there. Okay, now, the return of a long-lost friend.
Okay.
Now, a family in the Hamptons were surprised earlier this summer when a long-lost friend that had been gone for 5 years suddenly returned to the pond in their yard. It is a very large rubber duck. Now, see, the duck was stolen about 5 years ago, but the duck kind of had a fun little journey since then. They don't know who took the duck, but for the last 5 years, they have been sending the family photos and information about the world travels of the duck. In fact, the duck even opened up its own Facebook page and had 600 followers. Yes.
The stolen duck.
Yes, the stolen duck. Gail Ducky was the name on Facebook. Gail Ducky actually traveled all the way around the world, eventually came home, but the people that stole Gail left her with a tiny little suitcase with mementos from all of her travels, maps, souvenirs, stickers, pictures, so the family would remember where Gail had been. They still don't know who stole the duck, though.
But still, somebody stole the duck.
Yeah.
And decided to take it on this world adventure.
For 5 years.
And send you
return it.
pictures. But now Ducky is back.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
Yep.
Don't ask any question. The duck doesn't get hurt.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Denver's Money Talk, 1690 AM.
Imagine what you'd do with an extra $1,000 or $2,000 in your account every single month. Attend a free class to learn what the Wall Street boys hope you'll never find out. If you call now, the Online Trading Academy will comp the class and even send you home with a free $247 home study course. And then you could start making your dreams a reality. Call 866-816-1918. 866-816-1918. Call 866-816-1918. That's 866-816-1918.
What's for dinner?
You're exhausted after a long day at work and a heck of a commute. The last thing you want to do is cook a meal. You need Chef Curry's Cuisine. Chef Curry's Cuisine can make family dinner fun again by preparing home-cooked meals by a local Denver chef. Chef Curry will do the shopping, cook 2 weeks of Monday through Friday dinners, provide the packaging and cleanup too. All of Chef Curry's meals are made with the freshest ingredients, and you get to choose them from a large variety of proteins and sides. So next time you hear,
What's for dinner?
you can say Chef Curry's Cuisine. No more hassles, just healthy, fresh meals for you to enjoy. Visit chefcurryscuisine.com and get details on weekly menus, along with brand new catering options for your private parties or office functions. Or call 720-404-2798. That's 720-404-2798. Go on, add some spice to your meals. Start with Chef Curry's Cuisine.
I wonder what America would look like if students like me took their Bibles to school. Yet in many schools, students are being told they can't. The truth is, you can bring your Bible to school. It's your First Amendment right.
Focus on the Family is sponsoring Bring Your Bible to School Day on Thursday, October 6th. It's a day for students to boldly put their religious freedoms into practice. Register for a chance to win a free trip for 4 to see the Newsboys in concert and meet the band in person. Go to bringyourbible.org. Bring your Bible to School Day. Bring it, share it, live it.
Let's talk about America's Wellness Clinic, where they are addressing 2 of the greatest concerns today, especially as people get older: health and financial well-being. Feeling perpetually unfocused, sluggish, tired, or exhausted for about the same cost as a daily cup of coffee, America's Wellness Clinic offers applications that can boost blood circulation, enhance energy, reduce stress, manage sleep, help mental acuity, and give regenerative abilities for sports and work injuries. Over 100,000 Americans die each year from adverse prescription drug reactions. America's Wellness Clinic provides a simple test that reveals which prescription drugs will work best for you. Soon, America's Wellness Clinic will be providing a non-invasive cancer predisposition test, analyzing 31 genes linked to 8 of the most prevalent and devastating cancers. And what about your financial well-being? The professionals at America's Wellness Clinic provide continuous seminars and information about reverse mortgages, insurance, tax and estate planning, long-term care, college funding sources, alternative investments, and much more. Let America's Wellness Clinic provide you with sensible health and wealth solutions. Call 303-985-4604 or visit them online at americaswellnessclinic.com.
How many times have we quit drinking only to start again after a few days, maybe even the same day? I'm Greg Hoffman, founder of Go Sober. There's a reason we can't stay quit for long. When we drink alcohol frequently, over time it dampens the reward response. Then, when we quit, we can't produce enough rewards, so we go into a deficit and our brain starts cueing us to replenish. Alcohol does this instantly, so most of us resume drinking. The key is, how do we restore the dopamine response so we get what we need naturally once again? At Go Sober, we not only restore the dopamine response, we also stack the deck in your favor to produce these rewards naturally naturally like we used to before alcohol. Call us today to find out how this works. Our goal for you is indifference towards alcohol and happiness starting today. Call us at 303-827-4837 or find us at gosober.org.
Reset your life. Call Go Sober 303-827-4837 or visit gosober.org.
This is the Experience Pros Radio Show. Got an opinion or want to ask us a question? Email radio@experiencepros.com or message us on the Experience Pros Facebook page, and we'll interact with you live on the show.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Of course, we love choosing positivity here on the show. And the nice thing about talk radio, you're listening to the news and you're flipping around, and it's like the same old stories. They just kind of replay over and over again. When you listen to talk radio, you get something new and different every single time.
Yeah, you do. We can't recycle the same stories over and over again. Like,
Right.
yeah. I mean, it's like a 25-minute loop that you have on most of the news channels.
Right? It is. And if you've been watching all morning, like you've gotten it, and
Yep.
it was the stories you saw last night. And and so it is. It's like, okay, it's the same old. But with this show, it is always something new, always something different,
Always.
moment to moment. You never get the same show twice, not even from hour to hour. All right. So being an entrepreneur is challenging. Every day, a constant battle with uncertainty and doubt.
Yeah.
But it can make it can be a lot harder if you don't actively make yourself a priority. And so here's some things that entrepreneurs need to do daily to take care
It's
of
difficult
themselves.
because you're focusing on the business.
Yep.
And so it's all about the business. And so you're sacrificing many times your personal relationships, your sleep, your health, because you're trying to launch this thing that is your passion. So we do need to take time for ourselves. So how can we as entrepreneurs take time for ourselves?
I'm so glad you asked, Bill.
It's nice. It's almost as if I was told to ask the question.
Well, the first thing on the list, and I found an article from Neil Patel from Entrepreneur, and and I think that there's subliminally we're being sent messages.
Easy for you to say.
Right? The first one they say is get enough sleep. Right?
Okay.
Benjamin Franklin, he says, I know, he says, you can sleep when you're dead. He says, well, that's just fantastic. But
Yeah, that's great.
if you aren't getting enough sleep, you'll be living each day like you're already dead. So sleep deprivation is a true thing. Get enough sleep. Make sure you're getting some quality sleep. Maybe not every night, but when you do, try to make it more of a priority.
Yeah.
Exercise, just like getting sufficient sleep.
And that can, again, release dopamine. It can, not only does it
does.
keep you in shape, but it gives you the happy juice.
It is the
Yeah.
little squirt of happy juice
Yep.
in your brain, right? That dopamine
Yeah.
juice. So Pokemon Go, good exercise, right?
Yes, it
People
is.
are up and they're walking
Yep.
around more so than they've ever been.
Yeah. And there is some dopamine in there because when you catch the Pokemon, there's a little excitement. So
Right.
it does give you that reward that's necessary.
Yeah, all sorts of little
Yeah.
wonderful chemicals, right? Your happiness levels, it
Absolutely.
improves your ability to perform daily tasks. I also say it's also proven to help you live a longer, healthier life. So not only do we want to live longer, but still have that quality of life later on in our years, right? He says it's not a bad trade-off for something that takes 20 minutes a day. I want to know what he's doing for only 20 minutes a day for exercise.
But it keeps in shape doing that. Yeah.
Right?
How?
Right.
20
That's
minutes?
not enough.
No,
That's
not at all.
enough, right? Take a break. Take a break. He says entrepreneurs are notorious for working 7 days a week without ever taking a break. He's been guilty of this on more occasions than he cares to admit. Have you ever worked a full week without taking a break, Mr. Bill? Maybe once or twice?
Maybe once or twice, maybe 4 months.
Maybe 4 months
Maybe,
without.
at one point, 4 months without a
Right?
day off. Yeah, totally.
Totally.
That was not easy.
I was going to say, how did you get through that? What was your... how did you have the staying power to do that?
I was much, much, much younger.
Oh, that
really
okay,
helps.
that helps.
I mean,
That
that was
does
the first one. I was much younger, so that really the endurance. But the weird thing is, I'm not sure how I got through it. More because it was a grind. It was just kind of okay, and I am kind of a grinder. If there has to be something done, I'm like, okay, I can grind through something. But for me, what I just kept going is I noticed that after a while, you didn't actually think about, oh, I have a day off. You just would get up and you just go to work.
It was a work day. It was always a work day.
It was always a work day. And mentally, it was fatiguing. I mean, because you never got that downtime.
Yeah.
And it became difficult. I mean, about the third month in, it was a whole bunch of staffing problems and things. I didn't choose to do this, but we were just having a lot of people leave and turn over and had to do a lot of training. It was difficult because mentally, I got fatigued. And when you had that one day of downtime, I came back the next day refreshed. I mean, almost was like a mini vacation. I mean, you really do need to take that break away from work to just reset your own personal clock.
When I worked for the International Golf Tournament, every summer we would pretty much 4 to 6 weeks of nonstop, all hands on deck leading up to and then the
and those are long days too.
And they were long days. But kind of like you knew it going in, right?
Yeah.
And so there was never, this is going to be my day off. And so I think part of that is mentally not expecting it. It's when you think you're going to have a day off and then you have to end up going into work. I think that's tougher. But he says taking a day off from everything, including email, will allow your body and mind to recharge and refuel, come back with that fresh perspective. Like you said, felt like a mini vacation, and you'll end up having more energy than you've had in a long time. But he says, but be sure that when you take this day off, to take full advantage of your time. Spend it with friends and family who energize you, reading an interesting book, playing with your kids, getting out in nature. But don't waste it sitting in front of the television.
But what if that's what I want to do?
I know, my kids would be like, but that's what I've been dying for.
Yeah.
You know, I want to watch my shows. I want to watch all my stuff.
But it does make sense psychologically to have to get out of the house and do something and exercise and just get into the 3D world. Rather than staring at the two-dimensional screen all the time, because there is kind of a brain suck that happens when you're just staring at the television. It's great to veg out, but it is called vegging for a reason, and that's not necessarily going to recharge your batteries for getting back to work the next day.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Meditate. He says sit in a chair for 20 minutes and do nothing. Sounds like a waste of time, but it's actually been proven to help improve your ability to focus, your creativity, and your overall happiness levels. And the best part about meditation is you don't have to get fancy. There are some guided meditations on YouTube. Relaxing piece of music will work wonders for your mind and body. Have you ever meditated?
Yes, I have. But again, it's meditation, but also I almost go more towards prayer. So to me, it's much the same thing.
Right.
I mean, you're accomplishing the same goal. It's, it's peace, it's serenity. It's basically communicating, if you say for the universe, that's what meditation people always talk about. And for me, prayer does that.
Prayer is very powerful, right? And you stop in your day. I did a guided group meditation. I've only done it one time, though.
Okay.
And it was this very interesting experience because we weren't just told like sit here still. It was like they did the gong music, like the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
And so then you're like swaying, and she's like, and your body's just gonna move like and just go with it. And I thought, I'm not going to get into this. My head is not going to allow this to happen. Yeah. But there was a lot of preparatory time and, getting into it and easing into it. It was an odd experience for me, right? Just for me, because I think I'm always in control. Yeah. Right. I know what's happening. I know what I want to happen. Yeah. I mean, even in prayer, here's a conversation, right? Yeah. Even now I know the message I can't control, but then the space and the environment and the activity, right?
Yeah, you absolutely can.
It was a very odd experience for me. He says, acknowledge your small wins. Of course, these are some things to make sure that you are taking care of yourself. If you're an entrepreneur, work, and no play makes you burn out. Make sure you've got laughter, keeping a healthy diet, and surround yourself with positive people. He says, life is short. Why would you want to spend even 1 second more than necessary surrounded by negative or pessimistic people? One of the quickest ways to skyrocket your success and happiness is to start intentionally cutting out negative relationships and cultivating positive ones. Well, we're cultivating positive business talk into your morning, into your Friday, into your weekend. Start every morning with the Experience Pros Radio Show. We're so glad you're here.
You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show, America's home for positive business talk.
Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no further than experiencepros.com. Wondering what we can do for you? Ask any of our members, or better yet, call our office today and speak with one of our visibility experts. 720-344-2446. That's 720-344-2446. Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no
All of a sudden, the world is out of control, and that means your money and your investments are out of your control. How are you supposed to protect your family and grow your wealth when politics and economics collide? We're here to help because we're all about money. Money Talk 1690 AM. All day, every day, we're following breaking news and giving you the tools and insights to protect what you've worked so hard for. We're more than just headlines. We're Money Talk 1690 AM.
All right, people, let's get to class. Okay, thank you. Hey, Charlie, what's that book you've got there?
It's my Bible.
I don't think you're allowed to have that here.
Actually, Mr. Kiley, he can. It's totally legal.
Bring Your Bible to School Day, Thursday, October 6th. Learn more at bringyourbible.org. Plus, register for a chance to win a free trip for 4 to see the Newsboys in concert and meet the band in person. Bringyourbible.org. Bring it, share it, live it.
Stifling regulations, the overtime rule, burdening health care laws, overtaxation. Small business in America is under attack. My name is Jeff Wazen, and I serve as president of the Colorado Business Roundtable. Today, business failures now outpace new business startups. In order to protect the American economy, we need to implement policies that will help small businesses grow. That's why the Colorado Business Roundtable is proud to support the Bring Small Businesses Back national tour, kicking off right here in Colorado. This tour will discuss real ways to fight back against a record number of new regulations and burdensome mandates. Join Job Creators Network President Alfredo Ortiz, Congressman Mike Kaufman, Heidi Ganal, and KNUS host and Denver attorney Dan Kaplis on Monday, August 29th at 8:30 a.m. at the Hyatt Regency DTC. Visit cobrt.com or 710knus.com to register for this free event and learn more about the Bring Small Businesses Back tour.
This is Dan Kaplis. A wise person once told me, if you don't have a seat at the table, you are going to end up on the menu. I think that applies directly to personal injury and wrongful death cases. If you're not represented by a highly accomplished law firm, the insurance company is probably going to eat you for lunch and you'll never even know it. So if you want to make sure that you and your claim are treated with the respect you deserve, give me a call. We are a serious firm for serious cases. And for 30 years, we have proven our ability to go up against the best the other side has to offer and to win. Our personal injury clients include everyone from the poorest of the poor to CEOs, teachers, farmers, police officers, doctors, lawyers, and professional athletes. We are able to make the vast resources of our firm available to good people from all walks of life by taking righteous cases on a percentage fee basis. You can reach me at 303-770-5551. That's 303-770-5551. Or dankapleslaw.com. That's dankapleslaw.com.
I wonder what America would look like if students like me took their Bibles to school. Yet in many schools, students are being told they can't. The truth is, you can bring your Bible to school. It's your First Amendment right.
Focus on the Family is sponsoring Bring Your Bible to School Day on Thursday, October 6th. It's a day for students to boldly put their religious freedoms into practice. Register for a chance to win a free trip for 4 to see the Newsboys in concert and meet the band in person. Go to bringyourbible.org. Bring your Bible to School Day. Bring it, share it, live it.
You've heard of the show Shark Tank, but you need to be aware of the real sharks out there. To grow your business, you need money yesterday, but the banks aren't helping. Hard money lending is the answer, but look out. There are sharks in the water. Attorney and CPA Steve Replin will help you navigate the waters, avoid the sharks, and best of all, get you the...
Educating the public and elected officials on the... trending over there on the social media.
And is there a way that maybe you could use something like trending for your business? Could it be something that inside of my business, I've got a 5-word phrase, I've got something else that could work as a prenup, something that ties into one of my businesses, services, a product that I offer, like Champion Carpets, Christine, who always calls in. Maybe it's something like, must have clean carpets now, hashtag, 5-word prenup. Yeah, something like that.
Right,
yeah.
right, yes.
So,
well, she has a fun hashtag that she was doing this summer called, it was hashtag Champion Mom.
Exactly.
And she shared kind of just all these mompreneur, for those that are struggling with both being a mom and, raising your kids because her kids are young. And so she's been doing that Champion Mom, but getting even 5 words.
Yeah, but
ones
be careful. We've talked about jumping onto Twitter. People like DiGiorno's had the Why I Stayed debacle from a couple of years ago, which was talking about domestic abuse, and they said why I stayed because he had pizza. No, that's bad. So you got to be careful what the hashtag is.
Read it first.
Yeah.
Read what it's about before you just jump on it.
It's a great idea to join in the conversation.
Yeah. Eric found one, and Eric's on vacation this week, but Eric found one that was talking about why I'm still alone or something.
Why I'm still single.
Why I'm still single.
Yeah.
And how Star Wars that jumped in on it, and I'm now hanging out with like a walking carpet.
Yep, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, and 2 droids. Yep.
Yes, and so you can see some of those things and jump on it, get part of the conversation. What is it? Follow the horse, the directions writing. This is why pop culture, if you pay attention to it, can be really fascinating for helping you grow your business, getting it off the ground. People are already talking about it. Rather than trying to create something brand new, get them to switch what they're doing, go where the crowd is at, and get their, get them to pay attention to you over there.
And you've got to be very careful, though, because remember, it's just like joining a conversation at a cocktail party. This conversation is already going on. So if you all of a sudden walked into a conversation of people talking about their kids, and you walked up and said, oh, let me show you the 16 pictures of my kids, and I got to show this, and all of a sudden you've ground that conversation to a halt, rather than joining in and saying something like, oh, it was so funny when my kid did the same thing. And with a brief example, or you say, oh, that was funny, tell me more about your kids. Join into the conversation. Don't try to take it over.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's something very good to talk about, because how do you start a conversation with absolutely anyone? Right?
Well, I've got a good one.
You do?
Yeah. Do you know how much a polar bear weighs?
I don't.
Enough to break the ice.
That's cute.
Isn't it? I mean, and honestly, if you can't think of any opening, that is just my, it's not a go-to, but that is my last ditch if I can't think of anything that I can say to you. Yeah, if there's no way for me to open the conversation, that's what I pull out of my pocket. That is in my toolbox that sits in the back
Always.
drawer.
How much does a polar bear weigh?
Yeah,
enough to break the ice.
Yep, and there's the conversation.
I love it. My son had sent me some fun little jokes, and I'll see if I can find it. But make note of something pleasant. They say, the dip is delicious. Nice turnout for the event. Didn't you really enjoy something? Point out something from the keynote speaker.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Of course, commenting on the weather is always very safe, but it's not all that interesting.
No, it isn't. It kind of leads you off as this may be a boring conversation.
Right?
Yeah.
Ask for information.
That's a good one, because now you're asking for something from the other person, not saying give me something, but you're looking at them as an expert or want insight from them.
Yes. Ask for assistance.
Oh,
so
that's
information,
always good.
Right, is different, but asking for assistance. Offer assistance.
Oh, yeah. You guys always talk about your networking events, not coming up and saying, oh, I would like to talk to you about my business. In other words, walking up and saying, oh, I like what your business is doing. How can I help you gain traction with this plan, this program, this service, what you're doing?
Right. And it's, when you offer something, and engage somebody rather than overtaking the conversation. It's all about me. Let me tell you about me. And did you get my business card? And,
Now, when you're in those conversations, one of the hardest things, and this is because I'm not linear, I'm very tangential, and you've known that about me, something popped up in my mind. How do you remember that other person's name? You're meeting all these people in these networking events. You're going around. I have got a wonderful way for you to remember their name. Immediately turn around and pay them a compliment. As soon as you meet them, like Angel, if I would meet you right now, you've got a gorgeous, salmon-colored jacket on. I would turn as soon as I met you, the first time we were introduced, and go, Angel, I love the color of your jacket, because I've just said the name, and I have just also paid you a compliment, which gives me a recall term inside of my brain later on. It is the easiest way to remember anybody's name in any situation. Immediately pay them a compliment. They'll like you more, and you'll remember their name.
Brilliant. brilliant. My son says I got an invite to a wedding that said black tie only.
Yeah.
But when I got there, everyone else was in tuxedos.
That's good.
How much does it cost a pirate to pierce his ears?
How much?
A buccaneer.
That's good.
Right? The Olympic gymnast walks into a bar. She didn't score very well. Positive business talk all morning long. Eric's on vacation, but you've got me and Bill.
America's home for positive business talk. You're listening to the Experience Pros radio show. Contact them on the web at experiencepros.com.
Denver's Money Talk, 1690 AM. Are you tired of exposing your retirement to stock market risk? How would you like to participate in stock market gains, but never stock market losses? Join Brett Roby for the Retirement and Income Radio Show on Saturdays at 7 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. right here on Denver's Money Talk, 1690 AM. You can also call Brett Roby now for your free customized Safe Information Money Kit and 115-page Safe Money book. Call 866-780-7233. 866-780-SAFE.
I wonder what America would look like if students like me took their Bibles to school. Yet in many schools, students are being told they can't. The truth is, you can bring your Bible to school. It's your First Amendment right.
Focus on the Family is sponsoring Bring Your Bible to School Day on Thursday, October 6th. It's a day for students to boldly put their religious freedoms into practice. Register for a chance to win a free trip for 4 to see the Newsboys in concert and meet the band in person. Go to bringyourbible.org. Bring your Bible to School Day. Bring it, share it, live it.
Owning property that you lease to others comes with its singular set of challenges. Collecting rent, showing property and signing lease agreements, coming up with themes for kids' birthday parties, sometimes dealing with late rent fees or evictions, and telling a tenant that their hairpiece is ugly. No, but now Legacy Properties is here, designed to help you meet those challenges by providing hassle-free property management. Legacy is better known as landlord stress removal, bringing you outstanding management while working to get the best ROI for your rental property. They come complete with a network of trusted contractors, so they can handle the hassles of repairs and repairmen. Plus, their 20 years of experience in real estate and property management means they're a trusted resource that you should definitely know more about. Legacy Properties. Visit legacyproperties-pm.com for details. That's legacyproperties-pm.com. Find out more about how property management may end up being tax deductible too. legacyproperties-pm.com.
This is Dan Kaplis. Our firm is dedicated to always being on the leading edge of the practice of personal injury law. That includes game-changing, next-generation technology, nationally respected experts, and innovative visual tools that help us bring our client's case to life for the purposes of settlement or, if necessary, trial. We only accept a limited number of cases, so we're able to devote to each client our full arsenal of technology, skilled attorneys, and staff. We are a serious firm for serious cases, and we make the vast resources of our firm available to good people from all walks of life by taking righteous cases on a percentage fee basis. If you'd like to talk with me about your case, just give me a call or email me through our website. There's no charge for an initial consultation. 303-770-5551, 303-770-5551, or dankapleslaw.com. That's dankapleslaw.com.
What's for dinner?
You're exhausted after a long day at work and a heck of a commute. The last thing you want to do is cook a meal. You need Chef Curry's Cuisine. Chef Curry's Cuisine can make family dinner fun again by preparing home-cooked meals by a local Denver chef. Chef Curry will do the shopping, cook 2 weeks of Monday through Friday dinners, provide the packaging and cleanup too. All of Chef Curry's meals are made with the freshest ingredients, and you get to choose them from a large variety of proteins and sides. So next time you hear,
"What's for dinner?"
you can say Chef Curry's Cuisine. No more hassles, just healthy, fresh meals for you to enjoy. Visit chefcurryscuisine.com and get details on weekly menus, along with brand new catering options for your private parties or office functions. Or call 720-404-2798. That's 720-404-2798. Go on, add some spice to your meals. Start with Chef Curry's Cuisine. Where do you keep the things that are most important to you? At home, right? But just how secure is your home? Do you own a security system? And if so, is it currently being monitored? Have you signed up for monitoring service only to find out there were rate hikes and other hidden fees buried in the fine print? It's time for something different, something better. ProSec is changing the way Coloradans look at security. ProSec will send a professional to your home, evaluate your needs, and give you an honest assessment. No hidden agendas, fees, or complicated contract terms. And with ProSec, your monthly rate is guaranteed for the entire term of your agreement. Stop paying those increasing rates and let ProSec take the mystery out of home security. Call 303-835-8100, 303-835-8100, or visit ProSecAlarm.com. That's PROSEC Alarm.com. Get a free home security camera system or up to 4 months of free monitoring with new account activation.
Revolutionizing the way people treat people in business. The Experience Pros, America's home for positive business talk.
Do you worry about getting sick when you travel? I have my girlfriend said that her parents just came. They came home from about a month ago from a trip, and they've been sick and coughing and hacking up ever since.
Oh yeah, especially if you're on a plane.
On a plane. Well, found a fun little article. So I have a friend who, as soon as I read this article, I actually took a picture and sent it to him because he does this. And he says you're going to think I'm a germaphobe when I tell you, but in my experience, flying is where the real risks are, just like you just said. He said all that dry, decompressed air that people are coughing into, recirculating, right?
Oh, yeah.
He says it's a good bet that this is where you're going to pick everything up.
And you know they don't desanitize that plane from time.
No, he says they might vacuum and pick up things, but nothing's disinfected.
Nothing.
So he says disinfect your seat and your all around you. He says when I fly, I travel with disinfectant wipes. I clean my whole seat area.
Really?
Swabs the handles, the screens. The first thing I do before I buckle my seatbelt and plug in my earphones. He says, and the last time I was on a flight, the plane seemed extra dirty to me. So he actually took out his liquid hand sanitizer and started swabbing the whole area around him.
Wow.
I have a friend who does this. The tray tables. Really? He's like, those things don't ever get wiped down.
I didn't even think about that.
The buckle, all the knobs above you, the push button.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that.
And if you travel with him, I've traveled with him on Southwest.
Yeah.
And he always has an A seating, like, so he gets the priority seating.
Oh, okay.
And I'm usually a B.
Yeah.
So if he's traveling with you, he will disinfect your area for you as well.
That's very nice.
He is a he is a friendly traveler.
He's a nice germaphobe.
He's a nice germaphobe. Yeah. Now, he will also go, and once he's in his hotel room, he kind of does the same thing with the remote control and the light switches and all that.
Yes.
Do you do that?
To some extent. I mean, what we do is we normally, when we come in, we'll do remote control, we'll do some of the doorknobs, things like that, only because traveling with the kids when they were younger, they're older now, but when they were younger, they'd pick up anything. And so any surface they touch often.
So do you bring your own, I mean, do you specifically pack the Clorox wipes?
Well, normally just in a plastic bag. Yeah, you can just throw like 5 or 6 of them. Yeah,
but you
into a plastic
purposely
bag.
bring them for that purpose.
Yeah.
All right. He says it looks a bit odd and may give a brief odor that prompts other passengers to give me the side eye.
Yeah, the stink eye.
Right?
Yeah.
But then most of them say that's a great idea and I'm going to do that next time.
I hadn't thought about doing it on a plane, and I feel really bad for not doing it on the planes.
Right? Because
they're filthy.
That is where, and he is a little bit of a germaphobe. He's the nicest guy, though.
Yeah, that's okay.
We went to dinner one night with him. There was 4 of us. 2 germaphobes and 2 non-germaphobes.
That would have been interesting.
It was, we cracked up for 2 hours listening to their stories.
Yeah.
But it kicked off the way, how it started was we were sitting in the outside seating area, right?
Okay,
Beautiful night.
Yeah.
So having dinner outside, al fresco, right? And the server comes and takes away the appetizer.
Okay.
You know, we'd had an appetizer.
Yeah.
So there was a plate in the middle that we all scooped from, and we all had our own individual plates and forks, right? And so she took away the appetizers plate and all the empty plates.
Okay.
So all that was left on the table were our forks.
Oh.
The 2
Okay.
and so the 2 germaphobes were holding their forks.
Holding them?
Holding them.
Oh, so it wouldn't touch the table.
So it wouldn't touch the table. Oh. And this is what sparked the whole continuing conversation because non-germaphobe friend and I have our forks sitting on the table.
Yeah.
Thinking, what's the problem?
Yeah, what is the problem?
Well, birds come and they poop on here and they just spread that stuff around. When they wipe it, it doesn't actually clean it. You just don't know. You just don't know. So they held their forks and then went on for another hour and a half describing some of the funny things that they are germaphobe about and the behaviors that they had.
That's funny.
Here's some other travel tips. Wear noise-canceling headphones. This isn't necessarily... the rest of this is not at all about germs.
Okay.
That was just the only part about traveling to weird things and ways...
things you can do for travel.
Yeah. So that was the only one about germs. But he says, the first time I wore noise-canceling headphones, he says it's been nothing short of a game changer for me.
Really?
I can listen to music, peacefully pass out, sleeping so much deeper and waking up feeling genuinely rested.
Wow.
Right? And if you don't have those, which is when you're resting is when your immune system is at its best, right? So you're staying healthier. They also, not only do they block out the noise, they also mitigate the cabin pressure, which disturbs your comfort and sleep.
That's interesting.
Right? So the cabin pressure, which is an issue, right?
Yeah.
He says drink water, lots of it when you're traveling, especially on longer flights. He says steer clear of alcohol. He says it might sound counterintuitive if you're trying to kind of doze off or relax, but it also dehydrates you. So drink a lot of water. Not only once you're on board, but he says even a couple of days before his flight.
Really?
To make sure that he's properly... I mean, the guy is a planner.
That's a little too much for me. The fact that I'm drinking my water today because I'm flying in 48 hours. I'm not an Olympic athlete.
On Thursday, I might be in the plane. So, we should all drink more water, period.
Oh,
right?
totally.
I mean, none of us are. Yeah. But yeah.
Now, do you want to see? I found yesterday the world's most useless airplane traveling item, but actually, I don't know. It could.
But
not
you
be
bought
pretty
it,
good.
didn't
No, I didn't. It is a neck hammock.
A neck hammock.
The idea is it's a little tiny hammock. Imagine that it's about 8 inches long, and it attaches to the back of the seat. So you basically you attach it, right above your shoulders, and it holds onto your head so you can sleep. So your head's not going plump and flopping over. Yeah, that's the idea. In theory, that's what the little infomercial said.
Does it like come around your chin?
Yeah,
or
like
your
holds.
forehead?
Yeah, think about it like a giant chin strap from the NFL football games. Yeah, it looks like a giant chin strap and holds on and then attaches. It's supposed to hold your head up, and I don't believe it.
We already look completely freakazoids on planes, right?
Completely.
Some of the weird things. So my husband bought this thing. I think it's called a turtle.
It's called a turtle.
And it wraps around your neck.
Yeah.
Like a scarf.
Okay.
So it looks like a scarf, but it's got a firm, like a hard plastic in it to like your head, hold up your head.
Neck. Snake would have been a better name. I'm just saying, right? Marketing wise.
Well,
I was in the meeting.
Right, you were in the
turtle,
meeting.
Yeah.
It's lime green too, but it has this support, so you can rest almost like like you cradle a phone on your shoulders. You remember we used to do that, so it's almost like a little cradle to support your head, so it doesn't knock over. But it wraps around your neck, kind of keeping you warm and cozy, and then
or just making you feel like you're being strangled by a very weak person.
Oh, almost.
Yeah.
And then you put a piece of it like up over your mouth, so you don't drool in front of people.
That's funny.
Only into your little turtle. It is funny the things that people pack into their travels. And so if you are traveling, let us know. Make sure you start drinking water today because you might be traveling sometime in
sanitize
the future.
that airline plane.
Bring your own
seat.
wipes because it's pretty darn gross. But it's not gross right here on the Experience Pros Radio Show. We just like to talk about it sometimes. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for Bill filling in while Eric is on vacation this week. We've got 2 more hours of positive business talk.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business. This is the Experience Pros Radio Show with business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer. For more information, you can contact the Experience Pros by calling 720-344-2446 or contact them on the web at experiencepros.com or on Facebook and Twitter at Experience Pros. If your customers love you, we want to know you. What are you waiting for? Join the revolution.
Arvada, Denver. We're all about money.
Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? look no further than ExperiencePros.com. Wondering what we can do for you? Ask any of our members, or better yet, call our office today and speak with one of our visibility experts. 720-344-2446. That's 720-344-2446. Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no further than experiencepros.com. Wondering what we can do for you? Ask any of our members, or better yet, call our office today and speak with one of our visibility experts. 720-344-2446. That's 720-344-2446. Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no further than experiencepros.com. Wondering what we can do for you? Ask any of our members, or better yet, call our office today and speak with one of our visibility experts. 720-344-2446. That's 720-344-2446. Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no further than experiencepros.com. Wondering what we can do for you? Ask any of our members, or better yet, call our office today and speak with one of our visibility experts. 720-344-2446. That's 720-344-2446. Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no further than Experience.
The Colorado Business Roundtable brings you Connect and Collaborate weekdays from 4 to 5 p.m. here on Denver's Money Talk, 1690 a.m. Hear from key leaders in Colorado's business community, advocating for proactive business policies that strengthen the economy and help business grow and thrive in Colorado, as well as helping to make Colorado the best place to live now and for generations to come. Connect and Collaborate weekdays from 4 to 5 p.m. right here on Denver's Money Talk, 1690 and MoneyTalk1690.com.
All right, people, let's get to class. Okay, thank you. Hey, Charlie. What's that book you've got there?
It's my Bible.
I don't think you're allowed to have that here.
Actually, Mr. Kiley, he can. It's totally legal.
Bring Your Bible to School Day, Thursday, October 6th. Learn more at bringyourbible.org. Plus, register for a chance to win a free trip for 4 to see the Newsboys in concert and meet the band in person. Bringyourbible.org. Bring it, share it, live it.
The U.S. stock market's on the brink of collapse. World currencies will soon freeze and devalue, and gold will hit $10,000 per ounce. So says New York Times best-selling author and economist Jim Rickards in his latest book, The New Case for Gold. Hi, my name is Adam Barata. I'm the managing director at Advantage Gold. Advantage Gold is on a mission to warn everyone about the massive risks facing all investors right now. And that is why Advantage Gold is giving away Jim Rickards' latest best-selling book absolutely free. Call 800-900-8000 right now to get your free copy. That's 800-900-8000. In this book, Jim explains how loose credit has created massive asset bubbles, why central banks are no longer able to prop up economies by taking on more debt, and why demand for gold will soon spike worldwide, driving the gold price to as high as $10,000. If you care about your financial financial future, please call now. 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. My name is Adam Barata. We are Advantage Gold, and your future is safe in our hands. 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold has the highest ratings according to TrustLink with a 100% 5-star rating.
Sweet cornbread, bourbon molasses baked beans, melt in your mouth barbecue ribs, succulent barbecue chicken, tender smoked brisket, refreshing watermelon juice, Radizio Americano Summer Barbecue Fest.
Firing up June 1st through Labor Day. Every night, only at Rodizio Grill, the Brazilian Steakhouse, 18th and Wine Coop in Denver. Parking validation available.
All right, people, let's get to class. Okay, thank you. Hey, Charlie, what's that book you've got there?
It's my Bible.
I don't think you're allowed to have that here.
Actually, Mr. Kiley, he can. It's totally legal.
Bring Your Bible to School Day, Thursday, October 6th. Learn more at bringyourbible.org. Plus, register for a chance to win a free trip for 4 to see the Newsboys in concert and meet the band in person. Bringyourbible.org. Bring it, share it, live it.
You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show, the most positive business talk show in America. Best-selling authors of Lists That Saved My Business and founders of the Extreme Customer Service Directory, Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer, are inspiring you to get your business right. They know the customer experience isn't just another thing, it's the only thing. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Good morning. Welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show. It is a Friday. We made it through till the end of the week, although last night it was Thursdays are the toughest day for me. It just feels like I've been going, and Thursday I just kind of hit a wall. And so I'm driving home. I was long day, and I knew my 2 kids were going to be home. My husband was going to be gone. And I was driving home thinking, what am I going to do for dinner? And but I was just spent.
Yeah.
So stopped and picked up pizza.
Okay,
because that's
good.
kind of even though it's not Friday, right? It was only Thursday.
It's easy though.
Right. So stopped and picked up pizza. Come home. There's a box of Dunkin' Donuts on the counter, right?
Yeah.
And so my daughter Lauren, she comes down the stairs into the kitchen, and here she's like, pizza and donuts. She says, it feels like Friday. Like,
Oh, that's cute.
I wish it was. We still have one more day to get through, but we were anxious for it to get here. So if it's been quite a week for you, pizza and donuts was our
I like
secret.
that idea. Pizza and donuts. That's wonderful.
on a Thursday night, and it felt a little special. Right?
That is so cool.
All right. Well, Eric is on vacation this week, has been all week, and I'm so grateful for you, Bill. You are
thank you.
so flippin' talented, and just the way that you have filled in. And I love the whole crew around here. We're all working together, getting things done. In fact,
it's a fun team.
This morning, I was heading into the break room to get my cup of morning drink.
Yep.
And walking towards me was Mark, our videographer.
Yeah.
He already had it and was bringing it to
Aw.
me. He's like, I saw it in there. I thought Angel's going to need this. And,
He's so sweet.
right, everybody, super, super awesome. So hopefully you've got people surrounding you this week, keeping your week super awesome. A couple things you need to know before the opening bell rings an hour and a half from now. Crude futures came close to hitting $49 per barrel overnight following a week-long rally that has pushed prices higher by as much as 9%, but they did decline to trade at around $48 per barrel. The U.S. stock futures are lower. European markets are slipping in early trading. It looks unlikely that key markets in the United States will be able to top the record highs that were set earlier this week on Monday. Asian markets are closing the week with mixed results. Flash Boy debut. The trader profiled by Michael Lewis in his popular book Flash Boys will launch a new national stock exchange today. IEX promises to level a playing field for all investors and prevent high-speed trading. He plans to compete directly with New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ. And we're waiting for Estee Lauder, Foot Locker, and Deere will all release their quarterly earnings before the open this morning.
Well, that's the important news.
That's the important news.
You know what time it is now? It's time for You Choose the News, the game show that we play every day at the top of the hour with Angel and Eric, where we have scoured the interwebs for the most obscure and sometimes worthless news we can find to bring them to you fresh and hot and piping every day. The only choice involved is the order in which we deliver the stories. So, Angel, are we ready to play today's game?
I am ready, Bill.
Fantastic. Okay, now today we have several stories for you. First, just like the movies. Second, music with dinner. Third, a very sweet surprise at the hospital. Fourth, bandits at the Capitol. And number 5, whoa, baby.
Oh. All right, I'm gonna wait for whoa, baby.
Okay.
Dinner with music.
Oh, I'm so glad you picked this one because this is rather interesting. Pizza Hut is unveiling a brand new cardboard pizza box that doubles as entertainment.
How so?
After you eat the pizza, you open it up, and on the inside, there are a series of touch screens that allow you to become your very own DJ. Literally, they have touch screens that look like a touch pad that looks like one record player on one side, one record player on the other side, a mixer in the middle so you can slide between the two, and also tempo beats and some other playthings. The box interacts with an online app, and if you don't believe me, here's a DJ right now testing it out. If it'll play. Play. There we go.
Live on mic, you know who's in charge. Who's in charge?
And he's just touching. He's just touching the box. Yeah.
Who's in charge? Live on mic, you know who's in charge. Live on deck, you know.
That's from a pizza box?
Yeah. Now, it does have to connect to external speakers, and you do have to connect to a laptop to bring the music onto the box. It runs through an app. But yes, you can be your own home DJ. Talk about, dinner and entertainment all in one.
That is clever.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, what do we do with this pizza box? Do we turn it into a record player?
Isn't it cool? However, there is some downside to it. It's only available in 5 Pizza Hut locations in England right now. It's the only way you can get it.
They get all the best stuff over there. They wait and tease us with it.
I know.
So Pizza Hut's big in England.
Yeah, huge. Yeah, there are hundreds and hundreds of locations.
Why did they pick there to unveil
I'm not
it?
sure. I have a guess that the dance and electronic industry, it's a little bit different inside of England. If you look at their pop structure and culture, they embrace the EDM type of music much closer to their pop music than we do, based on beats per minute. I'm sorry, I'm geeking out based on music.
I know, thank you. I'm like, you're going to have to explain that to me.
Things like you'd have, I won't go. We'll go down a rabbit trail. But yeah, that's why. Probably.
Well, pretty soon, I think, it's going to go down to Nashville and our country, and it's going to have country songs.
It could.
Right? And we're going to all get our dog back and our wife back.
Yeah, and then the truck will be fixed.
Right?
It'll be wonderful.
Yeah. I think that's kind of clever, though.
That is, isn't it neat? Okay, now, let's play again. We have Whoa, Baby. Just like the movies, a sweet surprise at the hospital, or bandits in the Capitol.
A sweet surprise at the hospital.
Sweet surprise at the hospital. A British hospital had to call some exterminators recently when they found honey dripping down the walls on the inside of the hospital. A quick examination by pest controllers realized that there was an enormous hive that had been built on top of the hospital. In fact, no one had really done any roof maintenance for about 5 years, so that's about this as long as they thought this hive had been growing.
Been up there for 5 years.
No. Now beekeepers came up and they removed more than 70,000 bees before dismantling the hive. 70,000.
And the way it was discovered was the honey was dripping inside.
They think that it got so hot because there's been kind of a heat wave through England. It got so hot that some of the honeycomb inside the hive broke, and it did drip down through the ceiling and down through the walls. So when the walls started dripping honey, people thought there might be a problem.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, next up, bandits in the Capitol. Just like the movies, or whoa, baby.
Just like the movies.
Just like the movies. This is one of my favorite stories. Now, recently, a German police officer was pursuing a guy in a car. So it's a high, kind of a low-speed chase as you're going through the towns and the streets, and he crashes his car. The guy that he's chasing is still driving away. So just like the movies, he jumps out and commandeers a kid's bicycle.
A kid's bicycle.
Jumps on the bicycle and keeps chasing him. Now, it's kind of a small town and narrow roadways and turns. He catches him, catches up to him, gets the guy to pull over, and actually finds drugs in the car, and the guy's arrested on suspicion of DUI. So he is actually a criminal, is doing something wrong, catches him on the bike, and does return the bike to the little kid later. I'm just really, really hoping it was a small pink bike that had a basket on the front, and he had a little bell. You know, ring, 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 pull over, ring, ring. That's what I really want.
And pedaling really
yes,
fast.
I know. Have those little streamers on the side on the handlebars and like flapping in the wind. I want that. Oh, I love the visual.
Did you ever listen to Bill Engvall, the
yes.
comedian?
Yeah.
Talks about having a moped.
Yes.
You know, he wanted a bike, you know,
Yeah.
and so his wife like got him this leather jacket with fringe.
Yeah.
But he's on the moped and it doesn't really like get the fringe going. So he's
Yeah.
like flipping it with his hands
Yeah,
to get the
has to wave
fringe
it,
going.
yeah. Wiggle his arms back and
right?
forth.
So yeah, so
Yes.
he's got the little bike streamers like,
Yes.
whipping through. Ding ding ding, pull over.
For how
pull
fast
over.
you're going. Okay, last two stories. Bandits in the Capitol, or whoa, baby.
Well, I'm going to finish with whoa, baby. So,
All right.
bandits in the Capitol.
Bandits in the Capitol. Security officials were called recently to the Oklahoma State Capitol because of a pair of bandits that were wandering through offices of leaders and creating an enormous mess. The key is these two masked intruders were raccoons.
Raccoons.
Two raccoons got into the Oklahoma Capitol and caused havoc in several offices, getting into desks, pulling things out, just looking for anything. Eventually, security officials were called, and the janitors helped them trap them in a room until animal control officers arrived and removed the raccoons without incident from the Capitol. They still have no idea how the masked bandits got into the Capitol in the first place.
Right, have to get in,
Yeah.
have to take the elevator,
I
push
know.
the button up to the 7th floor.
Get through security. I mean,
Right.
that's got to be in and of itself. You know,
Right,
it's gotta
go
be a
through,
problem. Yeah.
pick an office, pick more
Yeah.
than one, opening up drawers.
Exactly. It's busy. I know. And finally, we have whoa, baby.
Whoa, baby.
We've only got a little bit of time left, so we're going to run through this one. A set of Tennessee triplets has nearly broken the world record for being the largest ever born. The triplets weigh almost 20 pounds altogether. Triplets typically weigh around 3 pounds at birth. These weighed 7 pounds, 6 pounds, and just under 6 pounds. Whoa, baby.
Whoa, baby. Oh, that poor mama.
Yeah, ouch.
Oh, I had twins who were less than 3 pounds, less
Yeah.
than 2 pounds each, actually. And yeah.
Yeah, double the size of each of them. And add another one.
And another, and another.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to push through the rest of this show. You're listening to the
You're
Experience
listening
Pros.
to the Experience Pros Radio Show, America's home for positive business talk.
Denver's Money Talk, 1690 AM.
Imagine what you'd do with an extra 1,000 or 2 in your account every single month. Attend a free class to learn what the Wall Street boys hope you'll never find out. If you call now, the Online Trading Academy will comp the class and even send you home with a free $247 home study course. And then you could start making your dreams a reality. Call 866-816-1918. 866-816-1918. Call 866-816-1918. That's 866-816-1918.
How long were you a slave?
5 years.
What is your name?
Benner. My family was betrayed by my own brother. On the road to revenge, I won't let him go unpunished. One man was shown the path.
There is a way. Defeat your brother in the arena and free us all.
To redemption.
People would follow you. I would follow you.
You should have killed me.
I will.
Ben-Hur, rated PG-13, may be inappropriate for children under 13. Now playing in theaters, Real D, 3D, and IMAX 3D.
This is David Davenport of the Hoover Institution for Townhall.com. It's the fourth quarter, and President Obama wants to put points on his legacy scoreboard. So reports say he's considering executive actions that would significantly alter America's nuclear posture. The first is an end run around the Congress. The word is he wants to go directly to the United Nations with a call to ban all nuclear testing. The Senate refused to ratify a nuclear test ban treaty 20 years ago and certainly wouldn't pass it now, so the president wants to use his voting power in the UN to change America's nuclear strategy. There are also reports he will promise that America will not strike first with nuclear weapons. Again, a bold stretch of executive power and a continuation of his misguided policy of announcing in advance our military strategies. Even our allies are reported to be nervous about this one. How disappointing that the president would act unilaterally to bolster his legacy at the risk of Congress's proper role and the nation's security. I'm David Davenport.
If you have a rental property, you need to listen to this message. Recent changes in the fair housing rules may greatly impact your property and how you rent. It used to be that a landlord could say no felonies on the application, but the rules have changed. To get more information on these recent changes, contact Legacy Properties PM. You've invested time, energy, and money into your property, and without professional management, you may be stuck with stress and aggravation trying to rent. With Legacy Properties PM, you can feel more at ease knowing your property's managed well, and you're getting the best return on investment. Legacy Properties PM will handle your tenants by following the most up-to-date fair housing rules, showing the property, having the correct lease agreement signed, handling the hassles of repairs and repairmen, and dealing with late rent, fees, or evictions. Call Legacy Properties PM at 720-989-1996 or visit online at legacyproperties-pm.com. That's legacyproperties-pm.com. The experts in landlord stress removal.
Tune in to Money Talk KDMT 1690 every Saturday at noon for the best advice on building that nest egg. You'll hear expert advice on feathering your nest, caching resources for the future, and going for the gold finches, with a show that can put a little more green in your day-to-day living. While they may not be Wall Street wizards, they are the wizards of wildlife, and if you'd like to add these beautiful colors and melodious songs of wild birds to your portfolio, listen to Bird Talk, Saturdays at noon on 1690 KDMT, presented by Wild Birds Unlimited. David and Scott Menno will enrich your life with tips on attracting birds, butterflies, bats, bees, and other things that don't start with the letter B. The Bird Brothers will bring you fascinating interviews, nature news, insights on building the best wild bird habitat, and we hope to bring you a smile and a chuckle or two as well. So listen to Bird Talk every Saturday at noon, right here on Money Talk 1690 KDMT.
This is the Experience Pros Radio Show. Got an opinion or want to ask us a question? Email radio@experiencepros.com or message us on the Experience Pros Facebook page, and we'll interact with you live on the show.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Of course, we have a ton of fun here on the show, give you uplifting tips and encouragement to get through your day. But what's the least fun part of being a leader? In feedback and surveys, they say that one of the most uncomfortable thing any leader has to do is giving feedback, especially negative feedback to employees. Right? Yeah.
That is hard.
Right? When you have to share it, like short of firing, actually firing people, giving negative feedback, having to, walk somebody through something, this difficult pace.
Yeah. And you're telling them something negative, and it can, and you want people to like you, but you've just said something, that could be construed as bad to someone.
Right. They say it's one of the most important things, though, that we have to do, and we have to get it right, because feedback that actually helps employees with their performance is going to make our company better. So you're giving the feedback in hopes that it's going to help them perform better, not just to complain. So I'm not just talking about, I don't like the way you dress, or I don't like the way that you keep your desk organized, right?
Yeah, or stop cooking eggs in the microwave, because they make the lunchroom smelly. Yeah.
Oh, so speaking of that, one time I heated up. I didn't know I did bad coworker etiquette.
Oh no, what?
I heated up broccoli and salmon. In the microwave.
Oh boy, yeah.
I didn't know. But apparently the stench was the most horrific thing that any of my coworkers had ever experienced in the office.
Funny.
And Angel was banned from. So now if I do bring broccoli or salmon, I have to eat it cold. I have the microwave shame.
Oh, that's funny.
Kind of like Tom here in the studio. He eats sardines every day for breakfast.
Yes.
And they sent him out into the stairwell to eat them because they stink up.
They do. They smell everywhere. And see, the thing is, and Eric does make eggs in the morning for breakfast here, but he makes fresh eggs because it's the reheating of the eggs that creates that weird smell. Cooking the fresh eggs is fine in the microwave. Yeah. But you do the other ones and none doesn't work at all.
All right. Well, according to Joanne Wells, the manager of the Learning Center of Excellence at Halogen Software, she has some great advice on how to give employees feedback effectively, especially if you're giving negative feedback. And the first thing she says is to be authentic. Don't say anything in a performance conversation with an employee that isn't genuinely honest. If you're trying to manipulate, soften the blow with false praise, chances are everyone will see right through it. And even if they don't, you're not helping them or yourself by being anything than less honest when you're trying to give this negative feedback. Remember that your purpose is to help. Right? Feedback should be ongoing and focused on improving performance and helping them grow, not so much to say this is how you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
The point is, I want to help you grow. I want to help you improve. And so she says you should always make sure to tell them what they did right. If there's parts of it that they did correctly, and they need to know what behaviors will help lead them to success so that they can replicate that.
Yeah, you have to highlight the positive. And I was a soccer coach for a number of years, did basketball and volleyball as well, but spent a lot of time coaching soccer. And you learn this about the kids, that you can't come in and as a coach, you want to have them correct their problems. But if you spend the entire time pointing out the problems, that's all they think they have. So you have this rule that you have to give them 3 good things along with 3 bad things. But it had to be even. For every 1 bad thing you point out, you have to point out 1 good thing because you have to have that balance.
Eric had a formula. Yeah. He's like warm, cold, warm, prickly, touchy. I don't know. Yeah. But it was a good thing. The bad thing kind of sandwiched in between 2
totally
good things, right?
And that's a great way to do it.
Yeah,
it really is. Yeah, I liked how you did this. This is wonderful how you interact with this customer. But, in the future, could we do this? And maybe if you changed your approach this way, you could get some extra sales, or maybe you left this money on the table. But I really like how you did this, and thank you so much for taking the extra step with the customer. And you sandwich it that way.
It is. So if you have to give some negative feedback to an employee, of course, one of the hardest things that we have to do as leaders, here are some tips that are doing it. Number 3 is, she says, have a dialogue, not a monologue.
Oh, that's good.
Right? Make sure your feedback session is a 2-way conversation to listen to what the employee has to say, right? Because they've got feedback, they've got history, they've got, I don't know, there's maybe an explanation or something.
Maybe there was a reason they did it that way or did that at that point. Yeah, and it could honestly just be a mistake that they just didn't know. And they go, oh, I had no idea.
I had no idea.
Yep.
Or I thought that's what we meant. I thought that's how we were doing this around here. I mean, there could be just some miscommunication or misunderstanding.
Or I wasn't in that meeting when you changed the process, and I'm sorry, and I didn't get all the way through the email, and so it's a mistake.
Yeah, right? Stick to the facts.
Yeah.
Feedback conversations should not be about personal feelings and biases. If the person delivering the feedback is emotional, the recipient is likely to get defensive and shut down. And by emotional, it could be angry, it could be sad. I mean, it doesn't always have to be one or the other. She says, describe exactly the behavior you or others have observed that you would like to see change. Say when it happened, like facts. These were the facts. This is how this happened.
Be specific about it.
And specific. So often, and this is the when you get negative feedback.
Yeah.
It's so generic. Like, what do I do with that? Sometimes you don't do your job well. Okay.
Yeah. What?
When? Well, sometimes or regularly.
Yeah.
On occasion.
Yeah. I was talking to a friend of mine just yesterday. He was talking about how he's a DJ and he was fired from a radio station. And the reason the general manager gave him was he just didn't gel with him.
Oh.
That was the reason. And he's like, well, I didn't do anything wrong. Did I not this? And ratings are good. And the listeners are happy with me. And sales is that. Yeah. He's like, I just don't feel that, we gelled well together. And he's like, but
it
what?
is kind of it. And there are times like that is absolutely true. Like you're not a good fit.
Yeah.
And we don't gel. And usually they know that. Like if we're not a good fit and we're not gelling, both people should know that. And it shouldn't be a surprise. And if it is, it almost sounds like, okay, I can't give you the real reason. If you didn't know it and you thought we were connecting, right?
And the weird thing is this was a supervisor that he interacted with maybe at most once a day. So it's not like they were doing things all the time. They were in meetings about once a day, and it wasn't like they were talking to each other all the time. But that's literally it, and that's the reason he got. And he's like, I have no idea why I got fired.
Right, and so you take that baggage, right?
Yeah,
that
he's been thinking about it for 20 years. He's been
right?
thinking about this.
Oh my, yeah. So still, like, what did I do? How could I fix it? Because most of the time, and I think even this, the reason we're giving them the negative feedback is because it's to help them improve. And I think that we deep down now nobody likes to be on the receiving end of criticism. No kidding. Like nobody ever. But it can be balanced out. And if the person bringing it to you is bringing it to you with the purpose to help you grow and improve, I think then it's easier for us to receive.
Oh, yeah.
The other thing, if you have to give a negative feedback, she says, don't wait. Ensure that you're delivering feedback when it's timely and it's relevant, not days, weeks, or even months later. Don't wait until the review, next quarter to bring this up.
You see that kids do this a lot. I mean, my kids do this a lot, the girls, all the time. There'll be a disagreement. They're having some sort of an argument. And so you come over and you're like, okay, girls, what are we fighting about? Blah, blah, blah. And then eventually comes out, oh, yeah? Well, yesterday she also did this. And then last week they did this. No. If it's an issue yesterday, if it was an issue last week, you deal with it then. You don't put it in your pocket and save it till later to then come out and go, oh, yeah? And I told them, it's like piling on. You don't pile on.
You don't pile on. You don't pile on. Well, this is good stuff. Performance management shouldn't be a once-a-year thing. It's something that happens year-round. And then, of course, then it takes the fear out of that annual review that you have to do. So give leaders or give your staff great feedback. Sometimes if it's negative, it can still be a positive experience for everyone.
America's home for positive business talk. You're listening to the Experience Pros radio show. Contact them on the web at Experience Pros.
Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no further than experiencepros.com. Wondering what we can do for you? Ask any of our members, or better yet, call our office today and speak with one of our visibility experts. 720-344-2446. That's 720-344-2446. Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no further.
Financial words of wisdom with Market Wrap host Mo Ansari.
Staying out of the market is the most dangerous thing you can do for your financial future.
If you continue to spend like a drunken sailor, you're going to run out of money. That's the reality. This is not poker. This is your financial future.
It's helpful financial food for thought on your drive home with a host who tells it like it is. Market Wrap with Mo Ansari.
Weeknights at 6 on Denver's Money Talk, 1690 AM.
A successful principal business owner. Are you demanding the same standards from your employee health benefit plan? Then look to ADX, a healthcare service utilizing only the best physicians and providers. ADX decreases your company's healthcare costs through medical excellence, reduced time to diagnosis and treatment, and improved outcomes, not by restricting care. ADX, better for your employees and your business. You'll improve the quality of care and reduce healthcare costs. Learn more. Watch a short video at betterhealthcarelowercost.com.
Statistics show that a burglary occurs on average every 13 seconds in the U.S., and homes without security systems are more than 3 times as likely to be affected. These facts may seem intimidating, but there's a simple answer when it comes to home security: ProSec. ProSec is changing the way Coloradans look at security. ProSec will send a professional to your home, evaluate your needs, and give you an honest assessment of your options. No hidden agendas, fees, or complicated contract terms. Your monthly rate is guaranteed for the entire term of your agreement. And ProSec is proud to be a local Colorado-owned and operated company. Let ProSec take the mystery out of home security. Call 303-835-8100, 303-835-8100, or visit ProSecAlarm.com. That's PROSEC Alarm.com. Get a free home security camera system or up to 4 months of free monitoring with new account activation. Are you worried about having enough money to retire on your terms? What about taking that anniversary trip you've been dreaming of? If you answered yes, and you're a homeowner who's at least 62 years old, now is the time to call Acclaim Mortgage and learn about your options for a reverse mortgage. Acclaim Mortgage knows there are myths out there about reverse mortgages, and one of them being that the lender becomes the title owner of your home if you take out a reverse mortgage. Well, that's not true. Did you know that you'll still be the title owner of your home if you take out a reverse mortgage? Acclaim Mortgage is here to help answer all of your questions about reverse mortgages. Locally owned for over 20 years with an A+ Better Business Bureau rating and thorough knowledge of the Denver real estate market, Acclaim Mortgage is your go-to for assistance with reverse mortgages. With home values so high, now is the perfect time to call Acclaim Mortgage. So think beach and call 303-753-9400 or visit acclaimmortgage.com. Again, Again, that's 303-753-9400 or acclaimmortgage.com. Call or visit the website today, 303-753-9400 or acclaimmortgage.com.
Take a moment right now and rate your lifestyle on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 is a life of quiet desperation that doesn't resemble what you were promised after getting that college degree and corporate job. Now a 10 is a life that exceeds your wildest expectations of the life they promised you for doing all the right things and working hard. If you answered anything less than 10, stop what you're doing and go to mypassiveincomeworkshop.com. Passive income is not a secret, but chances are no one has ever shared it with you until now. Learn how to generate passive streams of income at our free workshop, mypassiveincomeworkshop.com, so you can live at a 10 for the rest of your life.
You've heard of the show Shark Tank, but you need to be aware of the real sharks out there. To grow your business, you need money yesterday, but the banks aren't helping. Hard money lending is the answer, but look out. There are sharks in the water. Attorney and CPA Steve Replin will help you navigate the waters, avoid the sharks, and best of all, get you the money. Avoid the chum. Check out hardmoneycoaching.com. 303-322-7919. That's 303-322-7919. The Experience Pros Radio Show, home of the original Fan Braggin' Fridays. Take just 20 seconds to become a business revolutionary by sharing a Fan Braggin' story of great customer service by using the hashtag FanBrag or calling the Fan Braggin' hotline at 855-FAN-BRAG, FANBRAG. Now back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Welcome back. Y'all know that Eric is on vacation this week. Bill is filling in. We have been talking about the Job Creators Network event that is coming up, the free event that is coming up on Monday, August 29th, going on at the Hyatt Regency Denver Tech Center here in Denver. It's 8 a.m., a free event for small business owners. Come and rally together to make sure our voices are heard, because we make up such a grand economic powerhouse that when we're all fragmented, it kind of gets lost in the crowd. So make sure you come on Monday, August 29th, the free event, Hyatt Regency Denver Tech Center at 8 a.m. If you want more information, go to defendmainstreet.com. That's the website, defendmainstreet.com. This morning, we are so proud that we have the president and CEO of Job Creators Network, Alfredo Ortiz. He's also a board member of the Georgia Chamber of Commerce. He has testified before legislative committees about the impact of bad government policy on job creation. He speaks frequently to business organizations across the nation about the need for job creators to seize responsibility for defending free enterprise, both in the communities where they live and in the communities they've created their workplaces. His advocacy for the voice of job creators has appeared in newspapers and radio talk shows all across the country. Alfredo Ortiz, welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Angel, good morning. Thank you for having me.
I am so excited to have you. We have been, since day one when we heard about Job Creators Network a couple of months ago, we have been so excited that you're bringing this event to the Denver market. But let's talk a little bit how government is making they're making it harder and harder for small business owners to stay in business. How are they, what is the biggest hassle that you see, the biggest thing that they're impeding small business owners with?
Well, Angel, again, thank you. Yes, and unfortunately, government is getting in the way of small businesses, business in general, but small business in particular. And we like to say that small business is just too big to fail. One of the things that we did at the beginning of this year is we conducted a national poll among small business owners, and we found that overtaxation, overregulation, and the lack of access to credit is really keeping our small businesses from thriving. And when you look at the importance of small business overall, I'm going to walk your listeners and you through a couple quick numbers here, but small businesses alone in this country, there are 28.5 million small businesses and small business owners. About 5.5 million of them employ roughly 10 people. That's 55 million people employed by small business. And when you add that to the pool of the 28.5 million small business owners, you have over 85 million hardworking adult Americans that are dependent on the success or failure of small business, and that doesn't even include their family members.
Wow. So, I mean, we are this powerhouse, but I think when you look at regulations, you look at where government is focusing on helping, it feels like it's those larger corporations that are getting the breaks, and it's all just trickling down, and we're picking up the pieces, and yet we're more powerful.
Well, and that's exactly right. In Colorado, for example, focusing on that for a second, small businesses, as an example, account for 98% of Colorado businesses. And they employ over 1 million people, or almost 50% of your private workforce in Colorado. And across the country, those numbers are almost exactly alike in every single state, and extremely powerful. But the problem is there isn't really a solid voice to represent these small business owners across the country in Washington, really. And that's one of the biggest problems. The larger corporations, they have their lobbyists on K Street. They have that opportunity to be able to be represented. But who's representing the little guy, right? The really hardworking American that just shows up every morning at 6 a.m. and probably works till 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night.
Right. Yeah. And we do. When you hear these numbers, it sounds like that we should feel more supported. We should feel more represented. We should feel as if somebody is out there speaking on our behalf because we represent such large numbers. And also in that poll, you also talked about that very few actually plan to hire new employees this year. So if we've been on the high, if we're the ones employing most of the employees in the country, why aren't we going to continue to do that?
Well, and that's exactly right. The poll did say, and this is a scary statistic, right? When you look at small business owners across the country, they represent about 70% of new job growth in the past year was really in the hands of small business owners. Now, in our poll, what came back and asking about that specific question, if they had any plans on hiring the following year, less than 1 in 5, 19%, only 19% of those small business owners polled said they had any plans on hiring next people. And why is that? Again, the elements of overtaxation, overregulation, and a lack of access to credit is creating an environment that just isn't conducive for hiring. Why are people going to take the risk if they're not going to get their reward back? It just doesn't make sense, right? We are just making it that much more difficult to make our small business owners succeed in already an environment that's already difficult.
We're talking with Alfredo Ortiz, President and CEO of the Job Creators Network, coming to Denver on August 29th for their free event, bringing small business owners together so we can have our voices heard. Hyatt Regency Denver Tech Center, 8 a.m. on August 29th. Now, you said something, Alfredo. You talked about, the small business owner. We're working morning till night, right? A lot of times, we're either bringing our family in so we can see them. We're kind of working our fingers to the bone. And yet we know we need to have our voices heard, but we don't have the time or the energy, I think, to put into changing the policies and going out and talking to our politicians and defending all of that. And so I think a lot of times, because we are so fragmented, we are so busy, it's almost like they're taking advantage of the fact that we're so tied to our jobs.
Angel, that's a great point. I've been on DC with the testimonies before small business committees, and it's amazing what's played back. And they've said to us, "Well, we don't hear this from small business owners. We don't understand why they're not coming out and talking to us and playing back some of these challenges because they're running their businesses. I mean, how do you expect them to take away from their businesses? First of all, they have to understand that these testimonies and these hearings are taking place, and they have to be invited to it. And frankly, they don't have the time to do that because they're running their own businesses. That's why Job Creators Network, we'd like to say we're that voice of that small business owner that frankly doesn't have the time to express their point of view, but is being challenged and being heard by, again, these elements of overtaxation, overregulation, and lack of access to credit. And Angel, if I may add too, when we're talking 85 million hardworking Americans, probably more like 110, 115 when you add family members to that, that number is so big, it doesn't matter if you have a D, an R, or an I next to your name. Those elements that are hurting these small business owners, they're equal opportunity offenders, right? And so it really is not an issue of party. This is an American challenge, an American issue. And again, we're excited, Job Creators Network. And if you go to defendmainstreet.com, you'll have more information about our Bring Small Businesses Back campaign. But again, we need to be able to collectively come together to be able to raise our voices and say, we are being heard, we're being challenged, and we need help.
You bet. Okay, so let's talk about the event that is coming up on Monday, August 29th. You're bringing it to Denver. This is a nationwide movement, a nationwide thing that's going on, yes?
Yes, it is. Actually, we're excited. We've got several folks. We have governors that are involved, legislators. Right now, we're in the middle of planning all the different stops. So we're going to be in roughly a dozen states by the time it's all said and done, up to end of the year. This particular event starts August 29th in Aurora, Colorado. We're very excited about it. It kicks off the tour. But yes, we're going to hopefully make about 40 some odd stops across the country by the time it's all said and done.
Wow. All right. Well, you're out there making a difference, being our voice, focusing on 3 areas with the small business, Bring Small Business Back campaign. It's focusing on taxes, regulation, and capital. These are all issues that all small business owners want to hear, want to be a part of, want to make sure that they're being represented when it comes to big government. The website is defendmainstreet.com. Check it out at defendmainstreet.com. Again, Monday, August 29th at the Hyatt Regency Denver Tech Center here in Denver, Colorado, 8 a.m. The entire Salem network will be there that morning supporting small business owners, because that's what we want to do here with Salem. We're so proud of our partnership with the Job Creators team to bring this event to Denver. It's one of many stops, but it is one of the first stops, and we're super excited that they've chosen Denver and our small business community to support. Alfredo, a final thought, a final word of wisdom for our business owners today?
Angel, yes. I mean, again, small business is too big to fail. And to all your listeners, if you are a small business owner, this is an appeal to you to please come to the event on August 29th. The only way we can be your voice is if we hear your voices. And so please come to attend. We want to be there to represent you. So please attend on August 29th. And Angel, thank you very much again for having us. Again, defendmainstreet.com. Please go there. You'll have a lot more information on the tour and everything else we're doing.
This was perfect. Alfredo, so proud to have you on the show with us today. I'm looking forward to meeting you and seeing you in person. August 29th, Hyatt Regency Denver Tech Center. Alfredo Ortiz, President and CEO of Job Creators Network. You are too big to fail. That is the best news that we have heard all morning long. You're going to hear positive business talk every time you tune in to the Experience Pros radio show. Follow us on Facebook and join the network at experiencepros.com.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Denver's Money Talk, 1690 AM.
Stock markets go up and go down. Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, Saturday morning at 10 on Denver's Money Talk. Are you worried about the markets? How will you protect your assets? With recent stock market volatility, where should your money be now? Call me today and schedule a complimentary stress test of your portfolio. Call 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604. Or go to yourmoneyyourretirement.com. That's yourmoneyyourretirement.com.
This Saturday, join Dave Tabor on 1690 KDMT from 8 to 10 a.m. for Pro Business Colorado. This week, Dave will host the owner of Argonaut Liquors, where you'll learn what goes into running one of Denver's busiest liquor stores. Then you'll meet CEO of Atomic 20, a creative agency built on a network of independent professionals tied together in spirit. Tune in Saturday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. on 1690 a.m. and catch past shows at probusinesscolorado.com.
If you've ever had a repair done on your air conditioner, furnace, or any appliance in your home, you know companies charge an enormous amount in what they call a trip charge. This fee could be as much as $250 for someone just to come out to your home, and you pay that trip charge even if they do nothing. Action Appliance will not only come out for free if they repair your air conditioner or furnace, but if you happen to need a new air conditioner or furnace, they'll repair another appliance in your home for free. It could be your washer, your dryer, fridge, dishwasher, even disposal. Let's face it, we all have that broken appliance in our home that we avoid getting fixed. Now, with one call to Action Appliance, it can all be done at the same time. Get your AC running right and that annoying broken appliance fixed for free while they're there. Certain restrictions apply. Call Action Appliance at 1-800-APPLIANCE. That's 1-800-APPLIANCE.
Action Appliance will rescue you. Call 1-800-APPLIANCE. Ooh!
So you thought that putting off your hearing test for another year wasn't a big deal. Well, maybe you should think again. I'm Barbara Jenkins, Colorado's first board-certified doctor of audiology. For the last few years, we've known that untreated hearing loss increases your risk of dementia. Now, a study from Johns Hopkins shows that untreated hearing loss actually causes brain shrinkage. Not only does this affect your communication ability, but it also affects your memory as well. It's just one more in a litany of studies that underscores the importance of treating your hearing loss now, not later. For a synopsis of this study, or to have your hearing tested, go to advancedaudiology.com or call us at 303-649-2122. Hearing problems are easy to dismiss, but treating them now can help more than just your ears. That's 303-649-2122. Because at Advanced Audiology, we take your hearing seriously.
You keep wondering about refinancing options. You know rates are low, but don't know how to go about getting the best rate and best type of loan for your situation. What do you even need to get started? Wonder no more. Go to CherylAnswers.com. Cheryl of ALMC Mortgage has put together a checklist of what you need to know and frequently asked questions when it comes to your mortgage. Get answers. Go to CherylAnswers.com. CherylAnswers.com.
LMB number 100020432. NMLS number 266695. You can check the licensing status of your mortgage loan originator at dora.state.co.us.
This is a special notice to all U.S. taxpayers. If you owe the IRS or state back taxes and cannot afford to pay them back, there's good news. Due to the financial hardship many are facing in today's economy, the IRS has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative. Qualifying for this program will resolve your tax problem, end all collections, and possibly reduce your back taxes by up to 90%. If you are facing wage garnishments, liens, bank levies, audits, or payroll taxes, it's not too late. Your circumstances may qualify you for this special program, protecting your savings and your assets. If you owe the IRS or state back taxes and cannot afford to pay them back, there's no need to worry anymore. Call the hotline at Victory Tax Solutions to see if you qualify and potentially save thousands. For this free information, call 800-352-4757. 800-352-4757. That's 800-352-4757.
I wonder what America would look like if students like me took their Bibles to school. Yet in many schools, students are being told they can't. The truth is, you can bring your Bible to school. It's your First Amendment right.
Focus on the Family is sponsoring Bring Your Bible to School Day on Thursday, October 6th. It's a day for students to boldly put their religious freedoms into practice. Register for a chance to win a free trip for 4 to see the Newsboys in concert and meet the band in person. Go to bringyourbible.org. Bring Your Bible to School Day. Bring it, share it, live it.
Revolutionizing the way people treat people in business. The Experience Pros, America's home for positive business talk.
The following portion of the Experience Pros program is sponsored in part by Job Creators Network.
You're the lifeblood of the American economy, the small business owner. You may have one employee or 10, 20, or even 50, and you're working harder and harder to keep your business going. Ever-increasing taxes, ever-increasing regulations, and ever-shrinking access to capital are making it tougher than ever to grow your business, and no one is out there fighting for you. No one is out there educating the public and elected officials on the local, state, and federal level about your struggles, about your concerns. It's been said that small business owners are the lifeblood of the economy, and it's true, and it's why our economy is hurting, because you are hurting. That's why I'm proud to be working with the Job Creators Network. They were founded by entrepreneurs and business owners like you, business owners who believe that the best way to fight back bad government policy is an educated public and educated public officials. If you're a small business owner and live in the Denver area, I urge you to join Job Creators Network for a great free event on August 29th at the Hyatt Regency Denver Tech Center at 8 a.m. You'll see and hear some great small business owners from right here in Denver fighting for you, speaking up for you, with real-life solutions to your real-life problems. If you're a small business owner, you need to get to the Hyatt Regency Denver Tech Center on August 29th at 8 a.m. and bring somebody else who also owns a small business. The more we have, the more our voices will be heard. To learn more about Job Creators Network's Bring Small Businesses Back campaign, go to defendmainstreet.com. We just talked to Alfredo Ortiz, the president and CEO of Job Creators Network. It's nice to know that there is a voice for small business, and he says that small business is too big to fail.
Yeah, it is. And it was amazing the numbers that he brought about the amount of small businesses, not only here in our state, but just across the country, and shocking statistics about how they're really unwilling to hire because despite the fact that we're in an economic recovery right now, it doesn't feel that way. No. I mean, it doesn't as far as an entrepreneur, because more times than just not the economy improving, there's so many hurdles and roadblocks that have been set up through government rules and regulations that make it difficult for you to succeed and expand.
Well, and even at legislation, question. They're saying, well, we don't hear from the small business owner that this is a problem. And their answer is because they're building their business. They don't have time to come and hang out here and talk to you.
Yeah, they're working 15, 16 hours a day.
Right.
You think, you guys work, legislators work what, at most 4 or 5 months a year?
Right.
Yay.
Yeah.
Seriously? Yeah, but yet we're the ones that aren't taking the time to come talk to you? Seriously?
Yeah, come talk to us.
Yeah.
So here's, Job Creators Network doing something fun. So Mark Crowley, who does our videography, said we've been really missing Eric around here. He has been on vacation this week. So we brought out Eric's bobblehead.
I love that.
Yeah, we have Eric's bobblehead. So he is sitting here and hanging out. He is hanging out with us. I got a fan brag on our Facebook wall. Of course, lots of ways to fan brag. Drew Utzler owns the Grease Monkey, one of three, actually owns 3 Grease Monkeys here in the Colorado area. Yeah. Incredible customer service, incredible heart for our military, for the community. He says a huge fan brag to Tom's Mobile Welding. He says, I had a stair break at one of my shops, and after calling a few other welders, I got a hold of Tom. He came right over, fixed the problem quickly, and charged exactly what he quoted on the phone. If you need a welder, this guy understands extreme customer service. That's Tom's Mobile Welding, brought to us by Drew Utzler. He owns the Grease Monkey here in the Denver market, one in Highlands Ranch, the one on Arapahoe Road near I-25, and also one in Colorado Springs. So if you need an oil change, go see our friend Drew. Tell him Semper Fi and thank him for his service.
That's so cool.
Right? You can also call in your fan brags, which is my favorite, right? Because we'd love to hear your voice. Yes, I can read it, and it's, and it's powerful, it's valuable, right? We get to talk about Tom's Mobile Welding, get to talk about Grease Monkey. But when you have your voice, the power of your voice, you actually calling in and talking about it, then our listeners get to hear the passion, the emotion, the connection that you have and why this is so important to you. So dial 855 Fan Brag to leave your fan brags on our Fan Braggin hotline. It's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Hi, this is Angie Hines with In Harmony Services, helping people create order out of chaos by clearing out the clutter from the inside out. I'm calling today to fan brag about Julie Lucas. Julie Lucas owns Skin Sense 101, and she combines technology with touch to give great results for skin health. Wonderful facials, foot massages, pedicures, foot detoxes, and so much more. Very relaxing, and I highly recommend it if you want to feel nurtured. She's going to be moving in Aurora on July 18th, so she will be having special offers, and you can reach her at 303-638-3293. You can reach me, Angie Hines, with In Harmony Services, 303-356-4265. Thank you.
You, Angie, for the fan brag, right? You can fan brag every single day. It is a game changer for small business. Don't underestimate the power of saying something nice about somebody else in business. It's truly what is going to bring us together and stop the hurting and the pain that is just being fostered in every other area of our lives. So I love that. Here's a little thing I didn't know. Do you have dogs, Bill?
Used to. We lost them about 6 weeks. Well, no, I guess about 2.5 months ago.
I'm so sorry. I should not have brought this up.
No, it's okay. It's okay. In fact, I was just talking to my wife the other day how Facebook memories are a wonderful thing, except when all the memories you get for an entire week is about the dog that passed away. That happened with me last week.
Oh,
every single
day.
picture. Yeah, we were like, but it was time for him to go. But
you just loved on him. Took lots of pictures. That's what your memories were.
Yeah, we did.
Were.
So that's what they all were. Yeah.
Well, did your dog used to follow you into the bathroom?
Not follow us, but if you didn't latch the door, he would just come over and nudge it open just to check on you.
Just
kind of
check on you.
What you doing? Oh, okay, you're just going to the bathroom. Okay, I'll be back.
So
leave.
I saw a thing that said, if your dog follows you into the bathroom, maybe it's because you always follow him outside to go to the bathroom. So he thinks that this is what we do.
Yeah, this is what we're supposed to do.
This is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to follow you.
Yeah, that's good.
Here's another one. If your dog gets out, it says don't chase it. Instead, lie on the ground, pretend you're hurt, and it will come back to see if you're okay.
Really?
Do you remember the dog story we shared yesterday that had you and I just crying our eyes out?
Yeah, that was
I had
so sweet.
so many people comment on that story.
Really?
Bill, yeah, that it was so touching. It was so moving. I got a lot of response about that,
Now,
story.
if you didn't join us yesterday, the story was out of Baltimore. There was a house fire. Woman is trying to get inside. Her 8-month-old infant is trapped in the top floor of the house. Flames everywhere. She can't get upstairs to save the child. Neighbors are trying to get in the windows. Nobody can get inside. The paramedics show up. And when they get in, not paramedics, but firemen show up, they get up to the top floor. They bring the baby out. The baby only has burns on one side of her body. Smoke inhalation, going to be fine. And the reason she was saved is because the family dog crawled on top of her and stayed in the burning room with her to save her life.
To save her life and sacrificed his life for her. Make sure you join us on September 17th for Decision 2016 at the brand new Hyatt Regency Hotel in Aurora. One more hour of the Experience Pros radio show. Join us at experiencepros.com for all of our events that are coming up and make sure we are advocating for you.
You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show, America's home for positive business talk. This is the Experience Pros Radio Show with business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer. For more information, you can contact the Experience Pros by calling 720-344-2446 or contact them on the web at experiencepros.com or on Facebook and Twitter at Experience Pros. If your customers love you, we want to know you. What are you waiting for? Join the revolution.
Arvada, Denver. We're all about money.
Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no further than experiencepros.com. Wondering what we can do for you? Ask any of our members, or better yet, call our office today and speak with one of our visibility experts. 720-344-2446. That's 720-344-2446. Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no further than experiencepros.com. Wondering what we can do for you? Ask any of our members, or better yet, call our office today and speak with one of our visibility experts. 720-344-2446. That's 720-344-2446. Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no further than experiencepros.com. Wondering what we can do for you? Ask any of our members, or better yet, call our office today and speak with one of our visibility experts. 720-344-2446. That's 720-344-2446. Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no further than experiencepros.com. Wondering what we can do for you? Ask any of our members, or better yet, call our office today and speak with one of our visibility experts. 720-344-2446. That's 720-344-2446. Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no further than Experience.
The Colorado Colorado Business Roundtable brings you Connect and Collaborate, weekdays from 4 to 5 p.m. here on Denver's Money Talk, 1690 a.m. Hear from key leaders in Colorado's business community, advocating for proactive business policies that strengthen the economy and help business grow and thrive in Colorado, as well as helping to make Colorado the best place to live now and for generations to come. Connect and Collaborate, weekdays from 4 to 5 p.m. right here on Denver's Money Talk, 1690 and MoneyTalk1690.com.
My family, they deserve justice.
What is your name?
Ben-Hur. Best-selling author Rick Warren declares Ben-Hur has it all. Heart-stopping action. It's an emotional roller coaster.
You cannot fight them in the streets. There is a way.
Joel Osteen, senior pastor of Lakewood Church, raves. It's spectacular, compelling, and stunning.
Win the race. Win our freedom.
You should have killed me. I will.
Stand and fight, brother!
Ben-Hur. Rated PG-13. May be inappropriate for children under 13. Now playing in theaters, Real D 3D, and IMAX 3D.
This is Jeff Thompson, the retirement jock and investment advisor and financial planner for J.F. Thompson Wealth Management. Please join me on Denver's Money Talk Radio as we chat about how to protect your investment portfolio and overall financial plan. So listen to me, Jeff Thompson, the retirement jock, 8 a.m. on Denver's Money Talk, 1690 a.m. KDMT, where I coach you on how money really works.
Jeff Thompson, the retirement jock, weekday mornings at 8 on KDMT.
In the summer, it's hot in the upstairs bedrooms most of the day. My office is up there, man, and it's sweltering. So we use one of those big fans in the evening, but it pulls in too much dust and pollen. My allergies are going crazy. So my AC is running constantly, and the only cool place in the house is the basement. My wife's starting insisting we buy a new air conditioner, and that's when I called the people at Air Swap. Air Swap showed me my furnace and air conditioner are the right size for my house, and my air conditioner was working just fine. They adjusted the ductwork, created stronger airflow to distribute all that cool air in the basement, and this even helped us save electricity. The house is more comfortable in the winter, too. They reduced the big temperature difference between the floors, and now the upstairs is comfortable during the day and early evening. Yeah, I'd call Air Swap, 303-761-0729, 303-761-0729, and you can check them out on the web at air-swap.com, air-swap.com. That's 303-761-0729 or air-swap.com. Yeah, I'm really glad I called Air Swap.
All right, people, let's get to class. Okay, thank you. Hey, Charlie, what's that book you've got there?
It's my Bible.
I don't think you're allowed to have that here.
Actually, Mr. Kiley, he can. It's totally legal.
Bring Your Bible to School Day, Thursday, October 6th. Learn more at bringyourbible.org. Plus, register for a chance to win a free trip for 4 to see the Newsboys in concert and meet the band in person. Bringyourbible.org. Bring it, share it, live it.
You're listening to the Experience Pros radio show, the most positive business talk show in America. Best-selling authors of Lists That Saved My Business and founders of the Extreme Customer Service Directory, Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer, are inspiring you to get your business right. They know that customer experience isn't just another thing, it's the only thing. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Experience Pros radio show. Eric is on vacation this week, but we have his bobblehead here in the studio. So if you're watching on the video, you can say hi to our little pal, Eric. He is here with us. Bill, my producer, has been hanging out with me all week, which has been super duper fun. All right, so Bill, I'm scrolling through the Facebook. My friend Jill Alcazar, which is she posts the funniest Facebook post. Don't you just have a friend you just know that you just love the things that they post. They post the funniest things.
I've got 2 that are just very funny.
So I'm going to share this with you. This little video. I'm going to share it on your Facebook wall because
cool. Okay.
It is a video of a chicken wearing pants.
Wait, what?
It's a chicken.
Wait.
Wandering around the barnyard with pants on.
How do you? Where's the waist? What? Where? How does? When? Who?
Yeah, I'm going to share it with you. It is I don't
even physically.
I don't know if there's audio to it or not, but it is a chicken.
The physical. I don't get how. What? And again, somebody had to hold the chicken and go, here we go, leg in one side, leg in the other side.
You know what we should do is we should put pants on the chicken.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's get some pants and put them on the chicken.
That sounds like an idea that you have late at night after many tequilas.
It's not dark out there, so right? They still had the idea first thing in the morning. Well, stock market getting ready to open about 22 minutes. Couple things you need to know. Eyes on oil. Crude futures came close to hitting $49 per barrel overnight, following a week-long rally that has pushed prices higher by as much as 9%. They've since declined and to trade at around $48 per barrel. Bank of America Merrill Lynch predicted that it would surge to $69 a barrel by next June and upgraded its expectations for energy stocks. Global stock market overview. U.S. stock futures are lower and European markets are slipping in early trading. It looks unlikely that key markets in the United States will be able to top the record highs that were set on Monday. And meanwhile, Asian markets are closing the week with mixed results. Flash Boy debut. The trader profiled by Michael Lewis in his popular book, Flash Boys, will launch a new national stock exchange on Friday today. IEX promises to level a playing field for all investors and prevent high-speed trading. He plans to compete directly with the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ. A few companies are all looking to release their quarterly earnings before the opening this morning. Estee Lauder, Foot Locker, and Deere among them. All right, that's what you need to know before the bell rings in a few minutes, just under a half an hour. But you know what you don't need to know?
Yes! Here's all the news you don't need to know. We call it You Choose the News, the hourly game show we play here on Experience Pros with Angel and Eric, where we pick the most obscure, strange, and bizarre stories we can find and bring them to you. Sadly, the only choice involved is just the order of the stories. You have no choice in our strange, weird news that we find. But it's so nice that you play along anyway.
I'm so glad.
So, Angel, are you ready to play today's game?
I am ready, Bill.
All right. Now today, here's what we have for you. First, we have story number 1, I'm not dead yet. Story number 2, yeah, he's dead. Story number 3, crime and relaxation. Story number 4, that's quite a ritual. And story number 5, happy birthday.
Ooh. Let's start with happy birthday.
All right. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Ivina Smalls. She is 105 years old, and for her birthday, she knew exactly what she wanted. She wanted a hot fireman. She asked the retirement home where she lives if she could have a hot tattooed fireman bring her a cake. Well, she's known for kind of weird requests, but the retirement home loves her. They reached out to a local fire department, and the firemen were more than happy to oblige. In fact, there was an argument at the fire department as to who exactly was going to be able to climb the 2-story ladder into the playroom or, the common room in the retirement home to present the cake to the 105-year-old birthday girl. All the firemen did show up and sang happy birthday to her. Last year, she actually asked residents of the retirement home to go climb a tree for her, and they did.
And they did.
Yes. So she got the hot fireman for her birthday.
Well, you know what? As you get older, it's like, you know what? I'm not messing around. I know what I want.
I love that.
I'm not going to mess around, and this is it.
Yep.
I want to look at the hot fireman.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. Good for her.
Right?
All right, our next story is... I'm not dead yet.
Yeah, let's do that one.
All right. Now, you remember that, familiar, maybe famous part of Monty Python?
Bring out today. Here's one. 9pence. I'm not dead. What? Nothing. Here's your 9pence. I'm not dead. Here. He says he's not dead. Yes, he is. I'm not. He isn't? Well, he will be soon. He's very ill. I'm getting better. No, you're not.
No, you're not. You're not getting better. One of my favorite parts of Monty Python. I love that.
A flesh wound?
Yes, it's only a flesh wound. Well, an Indonesian man has shocked his family after he came back to the house after they buried him a week earlier. The 62-year-old had left to go to his job. They received a phone call from the police about an hour later that he was hurt in a tragic automobile accident. He was in the hospital for several days. Family members came and visited him, and sadly, he did pass away. 1 week ago, they held a funeral for him, buried him. They've got a gravesite. This week, he shows up at the house. Actually,
explain.
Well, they had a miscommunication onto which city he was going to work. He works as kind of a street sweeper and stuff. He had gone to another city to work. He had been there. The family doesn't have necessarily a lot of telephone communication, etc. So he didn't call them and let them know. The big question is, who exactly was in that hospital bed? The entire family came and visited him and did not.
Nobody knew that the guy in the hospital bed that they were all visiting.
Yes, and hoping gets better. Was not him.
It was not him.
No,
it was somebody else.
Yeah, there are some like telltale signs. He has some scarring. He's missing one tooth, but he's in the hospital bed and he was badly injured. And he was basically in a coma, never woke up. They didn't check.
He's not completely. Was he completely burned or
just injured? Just swelling and stuff.
Yeah. But didn't know that wasn't the relative. They couldn't positively identify, and they mourned over him.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Totally.
Buried him. And in the meantime, he's just off in another town working, and he never calls ever to say goodnight.
No, he didn't. He didn't call.
Things are going well, or I'll be home on Tuesday.
No.
Never communicate. This is really weird.
It's very
weird. And now who is the other guy? Right now, there's some other family.
Yeah. Who's missing somebody? Yeah, and they have no idea. Maybe they think he's still working. I don't know. Really bizarre. He actually is working with the government where they're going to rescind his death certificate. Because that's a little bit of a problem.
Sure.
Just a little.
Sure. Sorry, you're dead.
Yes, exactly. Right? Sorry, I can't employ you. You're dead.
Oh,
yes.
and if she got a life insurance check, just give that back too.
Yeah, well, it's in Indonesia, so I'm not sure there was a lot of life insurance involved. So, all right, now we have another story, crime and relaxation. Yeah, he is dead. Or that's quite a ritual.
Let's find out he is dead. Did we actually have a proof of something?
Yes, he is dead.
Than actually watching him die in the hospital.
And a ambulance crew in China is getting a lot of attention because how they treated one of their passengers. They had gone to an accident, picked up a man, and while they're transporting him to the hospital, he passed away. In the meantime, they get a radio call from the hospital. There's been another accident. So they stop, pull over, and dispose of the dead body. Just leave it there on the street and then speed off and go to the other accident. Their defense, they said, there wasn't really much we could do for him anyway.
He was already dead.
Yeah. So they
just leave him on
left
the street.
him there. Yes.
Because we have a chance we could possibly save the one.
Yes. So they dumped the dead body on the street and sped off to the other accident. Yeah.
I
just keep thinking the process of that,
I think, Bill, I should just be incredibly grateful for the kind of decisions I have to make throughout the day.
Exactly, I know.
Because never across my day do I have to decide, do we dump the dead body to try and go save a live body that is possibly worth saving? I never have to make that decision. It's like one of those decisions I will never have to make. I should just feel incredibly grateful that the kind of decisions that we have to make here on the radio do not include, should we leave the dead body?
Should we leave the dead body or not? No. Now, we might have only time for one more story, so choose wisely. Crime and relaxation, or that's quite a ritual.
That's quite a ritual.
Quite a ritual indeed. Video recently surfaced of an odd ceremony taking place at the European Organization for Nuclear Research, known as CERN. The video seems to show a human sacrifice taking place in one of the CERN open areas on the campus. Yes, you actually have hooded people that come out and they chant and they dance in circles around a statue, and then one person opens up their robe and appears to be stabbed to death. The video, though, however, turns out to be a hoax. The CERN executives say, those are some of our scientists. They kind of rowdy sometimes, and they have to blow off steam. And they did this as a prank.
They did a prank.
Yes.
They thought they were being funny.
Yeah, but the video is going viral on the internet right now because people thought it was an actual human sacrifice.
Right, absolutely. You think? I know. Everything
those crazy
on the
scientists.
Internet, it must be true.
Yeah.
Right? Positive Business Talk. Stay tuned.
America's home for positive business talk. You're listening to the Experience Pros radio show. Contact them on the web at experiencepros.com.
Denver's Money Talk, 1690 AM.
Financial market analysis from Market Wrap host Mo Ansari.
Diversification is the key. You have to have diversification in these markets. And if you have all your eggs in one basket, when things go bad, you're going to get hurt.
It's financial food for thought on your drive home. Market Wrap with Mo Ansari.
Weeknights at 6 on Denver's Money Talk, 1690 AM.
It's a difficult decision. When you finally decide to have your hearing tested, Where do you go for professional care? Tens of thousands are spent every week on ads trying to convince you to come in for a free hearing test or a sale that's this week only. For professional care, I suggest you take a different approach. I'm Dr. Barbara Jenkins, owner of Advanced Audiology. I have 25 years of hospital and clinical experience treating both hearing loss and tinnitus. My first suggestion? Ask your physician who they would go to, not just who's on their list. Who do they trust? Second, go online and search Doctor of Audiology and then type in your area. You don't want an evaluation performed by a technician or hearing aid salesperson. Your hearing is a serious concern, so you should treat it as such. For more information, go to advancedaudiology.com or call 303-649-2122. Because at Advanced Audiology, we take your hearing seriously.
In the summer, it's hot in the upstairs bedrooms most of the day. Our office is up there and it's sweltering. We've used one of those big fans in the evening, but it pulls in too much dust and pollen. The AC ran constantly, yet the only cool place in the house is the basement. My husband started insisting we buy a new air conditioner, and that's when I called the people at Air Swap. Air Swap showed me my furnace and air conditioner are the right size for my house, and my air conditioner was working just fine. They adjusted our ductwork, created stronger airflow to distribute all that cool air in the basement, and this even helped us save electricity. The house is more comfortable in the winter as well. They reduced the big temperature difference between the floors, and now the upstairs is comfortable during the day and early evening. Call them at 303-761-0729, on the web at air-swap.com, 303-761-0729, or air-swap.com.
How about kicking off August with some fresh, clean carpets? Stop putting off getting your carpets cleaned. I know you want to, and you think it's outrageously expensive. Well, it's not, and it's totally worth the money. Call out Zero Res Carpet Cleaning Company to clean your carpets with our patented empowered water technology cleaning process. Your carpets are going to look brand new again, especially if you have kids and pets. You probably have spots and stains everywhere. Empowered water technology is eco-friendly. It's safe for your kids and pets. We don't clean with any harsh soaps, detergents, or toxic chemicals. If your carpet is cleaned with those things, you're only attracting dirt to your carpets. Call now and get the August special. 3 carpeted areas, pre-treated, cleaned, and sanitized with the empowered water for just $129. See? Affordable. Call us today. 303-471-5150. 303-471-5150. Or go online and book your job at ZeroResDenver.com. Mention you heard the $129 deal on KNUS. Zero Res, the right way to clean.
Sweet cornbread, bourbon molasses baked beans, melt in your mouth barbecue ribs, succulent barbecue chicken, tender smoked brisket, refreshing watermelon juice, Radicchio Americano Summer Barbecue Fest.
Firing up June 1st through Labor Day. Every night, only at Rodizio Grill, the Brazilian Steakhouse, 18th and Wine Coop in Denver. Parking validation available.
This is the Experience Pros Radio Show. Got an opinion or want to ask us a question? Email radio@experiencepros.com or message us on the Experience Pros Facebook page, and we'll interact with you live on the show.
The following portion of the Experience Pros program is sponsored in part by Job Creators Network.
You're the lifeblood of the American economy, the small business owner. You may have one employee or 10, 20, or even 50, and you're working harder and harder to keep your business going. Ever-increasing taxes, ever-increasing regulations, and ever-shrinking access to capital are making it tougher than ever to grow your business. And no one is out there fighting for you. No one is out there educating the public and elected officials on the local, state, and federal level about your struggles, about your concerns. It's been said that small business owners are the lifeblood of the economy, and it's true, but it's why our economy is hurting, because you are hurting. That's why I'm proud to be working with the Job Creators Network. They were founded by entrepreneurs and business owners like you. Business owners who believe that the best way to fight back bad government policy is an educated public and educated public officials. If you're a small business owner and live in the Denver area, I urge you to join the Job Creators Network for a great free event, August 29th at the Hyatt Regency Denver Tech Center at 8 a.m. You'll see and hear some great small business owners from right here in Denver fighting for you, speaking up for you with real-life solutions to our real-life problems. If you're a small business owner, you need to get to the Hyatt Regency Denver Tech Center on August 29th at 8 a.m. and bring somebody else who owns a small business too. To learn more about Job Creator Network's Bring Small Businesses Back campaign, go to defendmainstreet.com. Check them out online at defendmainstreet.com. You can RSVP, get details on the Job Creators Network, what they're doing all across the country to unite small business voice when it comes to legislation. We'll be all gathering August 29th at 8 a.m. Now, our next guest is Professor Eli Delaney from Your Marketing University. And I was, thinking online, I was going about how I was going to introduce Eli, but our topic today is how to make a great introduction. So I thought, well, rather than me trying and have introduction shame, because I'm going to be educated by the great Professor Eli, check him out online at Your Marketing University, I'm going to have him teach me how to make a great introduction. I know it's really how we make introductions to each other, but it was a play on words. So Eli, welcome back to the show.
Oh, thank you so much, Angel. It's always a pleasure being here, and it's so much fun to hang out with you, especially the fact all the wonderful things you say about me before we start the show, so hopefully I can live up to it.
You absolutely live up to it. So I have known Eli. We've been connected via radio, via internet, online, all of that for years. When he was a first-time guest on the Experience Pros radio show, giving us great tips on networking, relationship marketing, and all that. And we instantly clicked, had some great phone conversations, and probably have been connected for 4 or 5 years maybe. And only just a couple of months ago, actually got to meet each other in person. And Eli, you are all that in a bag of chips.
Well, thank you so much. And it's always so much fun. And I love to share that story, the story that you just talked about, because that was based off of just a conversation we had. You guys posted looking for guests, and that's how we started. I responded to it, and we've been friends ever since. And it has been about 5 years now. And it's cool because I've got friends all over the world that I know really well, the people that are some of my favorite people in the world to be around, but we don't actually meet in person. And one of the things with that is really cool is that I've had the opportunity to introduce some of those people to each other. And, the reason I wanted to talk about today was because I was actually at an event just last week, and it was a rooftop business mixer type of thing, and we're hanging out, and I run into somebody that I know, having a great conversation with him. And then he kind of wanders off, and somebody else shows up, and I start talking to him. And the funny thing is that he says, well, I'm getting ready to start my new website, and I need to get this taken care of. And I'm like, okay, cool. Guess what? I just saw somebody who I think you should know. Do you know Guy, is the guy's name? And so and they're like, well, no, they haven't met each other. So I'm chasing around trying to find them so I can actually get an introduction. And the cool thing about it is I don't get paid for that in any way, shape, or form, but I guarantee by making that introduction that both of those guys are going to remember me for a very, very long time just because I was a nice guy helping get them connected with what they needed.
I love that you pointed it out, that's not in your job description, right? You're not there as the facilitator at the event. We don't get paid for making these introductions, but as being a connector, being somebody valued in the community, it behooves us to make those introductions, to know who else is out in the community. So when we hear somebody's point of pain, we can deliver on it. Because it puts out that goodwill. They'll remember us. We've kind of put some change in our pocket, paying it forward, that we are, we're worth knowing, we're worth value. We're not just trying to get something from you.
Right. And the cool thing about it is that as long as you let people know what you do, you don't have to be pitchy. You don't have to always say, hey, by the way, this is Eli, and I worked with this. You don't have to do that. You just make sure people are aware of what you do and how you can help them. But beyond that, just be of service. Just be there to connect other people. And by doing that, it's great because what happens is that does build the good karma bank.
Right.
They remember you.
It does build the good karma bank. I know somebody recently who was just having some struggles with sales, right? So was going through a slump and decided that, to get through this, I'm just going to cut through the chase, right? It's not about the relationships. I'm just going to be more straightforward. I'm going to sales pitch it. Do you want it? Yes or no? And of course, not effective, right? But we get, a we start to think, well, all of these relationship building in this network, it's just taking too much time. I don't have time for that. I'm not really, I've just got to sell something today. And of course that wasn't effective either. But in the meantime, while he made this pendulum swing, he's not out building relationships, kind of, creating a new image, right? For themselves versus being a connector, somebody you want to talk to. So who do you think at a networking event or at any public event, if you've got the pitchy sales guy who's just going to sell everybody, yes or no, do you want my service within 2 feet of me? Or Eli, who he knows people, he's going to connect me, he's going to make introductions. Who's the person that they're going to avoid, and who's the person they're going to be, wanting to actually have a conversation with?
Exactly. And that's the great thing about it is that you're not, a lot of us we don't like that to be salesy or pitchy. And that's happens to be like one of the biggest fears of entrepreneurs, especially startup business owners, is that they hate selling because they feel like they have to try to be that stereotypical used car salesman mindset, right?
Right.
And that's what we don't want. And I'm like, well, then don't do that. It really is that simple. Just be of service. Make sure people know what you do. But beyond that, ask a lot of questions, get to know about them, and ask them, what do you need? That right there, that question is my most powerful tool that I use, is by asking people, what do you need right now? Or how can I help you? And the funny thing is I'll ask that, how can I help you? And their first thing is they go to, well, I don't need your services right now. I'll let you know when I'm ready. I'm like, that's not what I asked. I asked, how can I help you? What do you actually need?
Right.
And the great thing about it is that they'll be like, well, you know what? I'm trying to get this, I'm trying to get my website started. I'm like, great. Let me introduce you to a web designer.
I've got an introduction. Well, we're going to learn how to actually make a great introduction, the do's and don'ts for doing that with Eli. Eli, stick with me over the break. Check him out online at yourmarketinguniversity.com. yourmarketinguniversity.com.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no further than experiencepros.com. Wondering what we can do for you? Ask any of our members, or better yet, call our office today and speak with one of our visibility experts. 720-344-2446. That's 720-344-2446. Hey everyone, it's Eric. We're currently in a news break, but you can check out all the resources Experience Pros has to offer by visiting experiencepros.com. There you'll find the Extreme Customer Service Directory, information about our membership community, leads groups, networking events, and so much more. Are you looking to increase visibility for your small business? Look no
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I want to thank all my listeners on 1690 AM, that's KDMT Money Talk. I want to tell my listeners how much I appreciate you listening, but I also want to tell you, be prepared for the biggest stock market crash ever in 2016. Join my gang where this time, for the first time, you're going to make money when the market goes down. Join my gang, Phil's Gang.
Phil's Gang with Phil Grandy, weekday afternoons at 1 on Denver's Money Talk, 1690 AM.
The Colorado Business Roundtable brings you Connect and Collaborate, weekdays from 4 to 5 p.m. here on Denver's Money Talk, 1690 a.m. Hear from key leaders in Colorado's business community, advocating for proactive business policies that strengthen the economy and help business grow and thrive in Colorado, as well as helping to make Colorado the best place to live now and for generations to come. Connect and Collaborate, weekdays from 4 to 5 p.m. right here on Denver's Money Talk, 1690 and MoneyTalk1690.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know what I hate about these guys on TV, these smart guys? They think they're really intelligent. The same guys who never told us to get out of the dot-com before it crashed or the housing com before it crashed. Listen to what this guy says about Apple.
Why you hold Apple is because Apple is in the transition mode. We are now focusing away from smartphone unit growth, and we're focusing on the user base and monetizing the user base.
God, you want to scream listening to this stuff. What are you, nuts? Who cares about focusing away from smartphone unit growth and then focus on unit base and focus on monetizing user base? Who cares about that? It doesn't matter. What counts is you should have been out of the stock when it turned from green to red. You would have a profit of 20%. Instead, following this dope, you're losing money. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
You keep wondering about refinancing options. You know rates are low, but don't know how to go about getting the best rate and best type of loan for your situation. What do you even need to get started? Wonder no more. Go to CherylAnswers.com. Cheryl of ALMC Mortgage has put together a checklist of what you need to know and frequently asked questions when it comes to your mortgage. Get answers. Go to CherylAnswers.com. CherylAnswers.com.
LMB number 100020432. NMLS number 266695. You can check the licensing status of your mortgage loan originator at dora.state.co.us.
You've heard of the show Shark Tank, but you need to be aware of the real sharks out there. To grow your business, you need money yesterday, but the banks aren't helping. Hard money lending is the answer, but look out. There are sharks in the water. Attorney and CPA Steve Replin will help you navigate the waters, avoid the sharks, and best of all, get you the money. Avoid the chum. Check out hardmoneycoaching.com. 303-322-7919. That's 303-322-7919.
If you're like most Americans, you might be finding that money is a little tight right now. Do you know that it doesn't have to be this way? If you are 62 years or older and you own your own home, you might be sitting on a permanent income stream. There are many myths out there about reverse mortgages, but the truth is that a reverse mortgage is a safe and powerful way to fund your retirement. You can continue to own your home and live in it just as long as you want to, but the income stream will last just as long. Get the facts. Talk to an expert today. Call Dan Gordon at Acclaim Mortgage. Dan has been in the mortgage business for over 30 years, and he's a member in good standing with the Better Business Bureau. Find out how a reverse mortgage can provide you with the financial comfort and security you desire. Call Dan Gordon today at 303-753-9400. Again, that's 303-753-9400. Or for more information, visit acclaimmortgage.com. Once again, call 303-753-9400 or visit acclaimmortgage.com.
Experience Pros Radio Show, home of the original Fan Braggin Fridays. Take just 20 seconds to become a business revolutionary by sharing a Fan Braggin story of great customer service by using the hashtag FanBrag or calling the Fan Braggin hotline at 855-FAN-BRAG, FANBRAG. Now back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Markets opened just a couple of minutes ago. Make sure you follow all of that important stuff before you end your week. Right before we went to commercial break, we were talking with my pal, Professor Eli Delaney from Your Marketing University, about the power of making great introductions, of being that connector in the room and the value in that. But what we really need to know, Eli, is how. How do we make a great introduction? Because I think most of us are pretty stinky at it.
Well, one of the very first things is if you're in a face-to-face situation with somebody and you know that the person that person should connect to is in the room, take them by the hand, walk them across the room, and make the introduction right then and there. That's one of the things people think about. It's like, oh yeah, you'll have to meet Bob over here, and I'll make sure that you guys talk to each other. And then it ends up not really happening. And so make a point to do it right then and there. I've actually used to run a networking event when I was in Phoenix, and it was funny because I had somebody walk into one of the events, and I always took them aside if it was a new person I didn't know and asked them a little bit about their business, get like 2 or 3 minutes worth of basically who are you and how can I help you. And I had somebody who sold tires. And I'm like, you know what? I know who you need to connect to. You guys could joint venture is a friend of mine who is a window repair guy. So I took her by the hand and took her over, introduced those two. They ended up hitting it off. And I'm like, you two need to talk and figure out how you guys can help promote each other. And both of them made a point completely separately at the end of the night to come back to me and go, thank you so much. This was the best event I've ever gone to. just by doing that one simple little thing.
That one simple little thing. And now they are as thrilled as can be. And, I think a lot of times we think in our heads, we can kind of, what do you call that when you're like trying to play Cupid, right? We think of, this is exactly the person that you need to meet. And in our heads, we know why. Like, we saw that spark, we had that moment, but we don't often tell the other person, go meet this person. And then they show up and like, yeah, Eli told me I should meet you, or I should, get to know you. And the other guy's going, okay, nice to meet you, right? If we have to be a part of that initial conversation rather than just sending them off and hoping they figure it out and see that same spark that we originally saw, right?
Oh, yeah. You've got to lead people by the hand and tell them exactly why. And that actually leads me to the question of what about like email introductions, which is actually what I do most of the time. And you've seen this personally, because I just a couple months ago, I introduced you to somebody where I'll stop and I send an email and I make sure that both people are in the to line of the email, and I'll say, Angel, I want you to meet Brian. Brian is somebody that I met at this event. This is who he is. This is why I like him so much, and this is why I think you two should connect. Brian, this is Angel. She's one of my best friends. I've been on her show bazillion times. We've known each other for almost 5 years. Her and Eric are just the most amazing, cool people in the world, and I think you guys would make a great connection. And that's how the email works. It's that simple. You basically tell each one of them and talk to both of them individually in that email with this is who the other person is, why I think they're so awesome, and why you need to know them. And then at the very end, I say, keep me posted as to what's going on. If there's anything I can do to help either one of you, reach out and let me know. Have fun.
Have fun.
That's
right.
And that's it. Yeah. And the cool thing about it is I've had people that have, I know people who've been on your show because of that introduction that I did. I know people that I've gotten, jobs for that actually needed a job. And I said, you know what? I know the perfect place, somebody who's looking right now. And I do that introduction. And guess what? I helped get that person a job. It's just so fun to be able to do that. But the cool thing about it is by doing this, what you're doing is you're adding to that karma pool, the karma bank, and helping both of them out. And guess what? The next time somebody says, you know what, I need help with marketing, I'm just having trouble getting more customers in the door, I guarantee those two people are going to pop up and go, hey, you know what, you should talk to Eli.
Yes, instantly. Do you follow Darren Hardy with his daily updates? Do you get his? Are you part of his big crowd?
I don't. I know Darren. I've known of Darren for years, but I haven't actually been on his list for quite a while.
Well, he is actually my girlfriend Carrie Conley with Infinite Nation is hosting an event in Scottsdale in January, and he is her keynote speaker for the event. But he does a daily, like a little daily inspiration. But he was talking about this topic not too long ago, Eli, and you're going to love this because you follow the exact same pattern that Darren recommends. But he talked about how a guy kept trying to get in to meet him, like wanted to get in, like, wanted an endorsement for his book. So he'd send him the book and he'd follow up and he'd send emails, can I get an endorsement for the book? And Darren probably gets a few emails every day and a few requests for things. And it just fell down his priority list. And he pretty much was ignoring the guy. Next thing you know, he gets a phone call or an email from a buddy, somebody that he knows, and says, yeah, I've got this guy that he wrote a book and I really recommend it. I think you'd really like the book. It's right up your alley. It's just the exact perfect thing that you're looking to endorse. You've done things like this before. Love to send you his book. And so his friend, Darren's friend, sent him the book. And it turns out, he's like, I already have this book. I keep getting it from this other guy. But because now the introduction and the request came from somebody that Darren already knows, he actually went ahead and followed up and connected with the guy who had repeatedly, countless times tried to get in, but just couldn't. And so here's the value. When you send me, Eli, here's an introduction, Angel, of somebody that I think would add value to your show. Because I know you, because I trust you, because of the connection that you and I have had, and I know that you know what I'm looking for, those go to my top of my priority list. Whereas if I get that same person who might have just come to me directly and says, yeah, I've heard about your show, right? If it comes in a time that I'm super busy or other things are going on and I've already got the show booked that week, it falls down my priority list. But because I trust you, Eli, and this is the thing, we raise our trust with people we know when we make great introductions.
Oh, definitely, definitely, and that's the great thing about it, is that you can basically. That is your word, and that's one thing that's also really important, and it's probably the other side of the coin that we need to talk about for just a minute, is the fact that don't just introduce somebody for the purpose of introducing somebody. Make sure that you have a reason for introducing that person, because I've had that where people have actually made a connection. Hey, you guys need to get together and talk, and the two of us have no clue why in any way, shape, or form what the reasoning for it is. And I'm a people person, kind of, and I like to visit people. I like to get to know more about them, so I'm cool with it. But at the same time, we're trying to figure out, okay, how is it that this is a mutually beneficial relationship when there's nothing? I mean, like, we're drawing straws trying to figure out what's, why we should be talking.
Right. And it's so painful. And you're like, why did this guy put us together? So then it reflects on the person who referred as well. Eli, let's talk about your marketing university, some of the value that our listeners will get when they come and check you out.
So we teach entrepreneurs how to market more effectively. My favorite topic in the world is networking, and that's something that I teach on a regular basis, teaching people how to network more effectively, make those connections, and then take those connections that you have and turn them into cash clients, really. I do have a workshop coming up next week I'd love to invite everybody to, and it is how to become a follow-up fanatic, how to connect and follow up with the people you meet more effectively. You can always find that at ymurocks.com/WB. And that's where I'll be having that webinar. Sign up, get registered for it. It's free. I love doing this. It's a lot of fun. I love teaching this stuff.
I love it. ymurocks.com/WB. Sign up for that webinar. Follow Eli. Follow him online as well, because you want results from everything that you're doing. Eli, I love that you hung out with us this morning and that you're part of our show every single month. I appreciate you so much.
And I appreciate you too. It's always one of my favorite parts of the month. I love hanging out with you guys.
You too. We'll talk to you next month, Eli.
Take care.
All right. KNUS, News Talk 710 KNUS here in Denver presents Decision 2016 with Mike Gallagher, Hugh Hewitt, Peter Boyles, Dan Caplis, Steve Kelly, Krista Kafer, and National Treasurer John Voight. It's happening Saturday night, September 17th at the brand new Hyatt Regency Hotel in Aurora, Colorado. It's a free event, though they do have some special VIP packages available if you want to mingle with the keynote speakers in a private room before the event. Seating is limited, even though it's free. Limited seating. Sign up online at moneytalk1690.com. That's moneytalk1690.com.
You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show, America's home for positive business talk.
Denver's Money Talk, 1690 AM.
Hey everyone, it's Eric and Angel inviting you to check out ExperienceProsDeals.com. New offers will be added frequently, so make sure you continue to check back with what offers are available. 50% off all the time at ExperienceProsDeals.com. Again, ExperienceProsDeals.com.
This is the online marketplace where everything, yes, everything is listed for half price. Who doesn't love a good deal? We will even feature a pro pick of the week every single week.
Stock markets go up and go down. Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, Saturday morning at 10 on Denver's Money Talk. Are you worried about the markets? How will you protect your assets? With recent stock market volatility, where should your money be now? Call me today and schedule a complimentary stress test of your portfolio. Call 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604. Or go to yourmoneyyourretirement.com. That's yourmoneyyourretirement.com.
I wonder what America would look like if students like me took their Bibles to school. Yet in many schools, students are being told they can't. The truth is, you can bring your Bible to school. It's your First Amendment right.
Focus on the Family is sponsoring Bring Your Bible to School Day on Thursday, October 6th. It's a day for students to boldly put their religious freedoms into practice. Register for a chance to win a free trip for 4 to see the Newsboys in concert and meet the band in person. Go to bringyourbible.org. Bring Your Bible to School Day. Bring it, share it, live it.
Michael Bailey Law Office. Hard-working law. Real-world experience. Listen Sundays from 10:30 to 11 a.m. when Michael Bailey discusses how to preserve and pass on your personal legacy. Simple or complex planning, Michael Bailey can help you with answers about your estate planning. Michael Bailey Law. Sundays from 10:30 to 11 a.m. on Denver's Money Talk. KDMT 1690 a.m.
Sweet cornbread, bourbon molasses baked beans, melt in your mouth barbecue ribs, succulent barbecue chicken, tender smoked brisket, refreshing watermelon juice, Radizio Americano Summer Barbecue Fest.
Firing up June 1st through Labor Day. Every night, only at Rodizio Grill, the Brazilian Steakhouse, 18th and Wine Coop in Denver. Parking validation available.
Hey everyone, it's Eric and Angel inviting you to check out experienceprosdeals.com. New offers will be added frequently, so make sure you continue to check back with what offers are available. 50% off all the time at experienceprosdeals.com. Again, experienceprosdeals.com.
This is the online marketplace where everything, yes, everything is listed for half price. Who doesn't love a good deal? We will even feature a pro pick of the week every single week.
Attention! Are you a small business owner with 10 or more employees? Would it make sense for you to save hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every year on your FICA taxes? Did you know there are a number of programs available that can help to reduce your costs and increase your results? On Friday, August 26th at 2 p.m., join My Chamber Colorado and My Business Resource Center for a business expo at Colorado Christian University. Here's where you will get answers to all of these questions. This business expo will show you how to increase sales, decrease your costs, and guide you to running a more efficient company. My Chamber Colorado has assembled a team of small business consultants with the experience and desire to help grow your business. Participate in interactive small business workshops covering a variety of topics important to you and your vision. Look for specific subject-centered sessions in the days to follow. Save the date. For more information or to register, visit mychambercolorado.com. That's mychambercolorado.com.
Do you need to remodel that outdated kitchen or bathroom? Well, now is a great time to get started. Our summer specials and free upgrades are going to save you big money on your cabinet and countertop purchases. I'm Ted Spear, co-owner of All About Cabinets and Countertops at 35th and Wadsworth, and we will save you thousands of dollars on your kitchen and bathroom projects, even over those big box stores. Through the end of August, we are offering all our customers up to $1,500 in free upgrades and incentives off all their cabinet and countertop purchases. Plus, as an additional bonus, we are upgrading all our cabinets to the latest in anti-slam technology for free. We also carry a huge selection of bathroom cabinets and granite vanity tops, all in stock and at incredibly low prices. Let us go to work for you. You can visit our showroom or call us today. 303-456-6400. That's 303-456-6400. Also, to view all our specials, visit our website at allaboutgreatdeals.com. Make a difference without the expense with All About Cabinets and Countertops.
Revolutionizing the way people treat people in business. The Experience Pros, America's home for positive business talk.
Well, we are so excited that you have been hanging out with us all morning long as you go into your Friday. I know it's almost the weekend. Eric has been on vacation this week, and Mark Crowler, who does our videography and helps us with our social media as well, he says, I'm really missing Eric, so he had me bring in Eric's little bobblehead, to hang out here with you and me, Bill.
So cute.
It's so cute, right?
It's nice. I do miss Eric, though.
We do. Everybody does, right? And I know he misses us as well. And so it's been, so really fun. So if you've been missing a little bit of Eric, you can tune into the video and see his darling little bobblehead hanging out here in the studio with us. So, Bill, you spend a lot of time on email, do you think? Do you write a lot of emails?
Way too much. It's awful.
It is
horrible.
It is absolutely awful and horrible.
Yeah.
I read an article that are we addicted to it? Can we get away from it? Are there better platforms? Are there better things that we should be doing instead of spending all of this time on email? Is it really as effective as we think it is?
It was supposed to change our office communication because rather than getting up or calling someone or walking over their desk, we'd just shoot them a note.
Quick,
but
efficient,
Yes.
easy.
Yeah.
It's streamlined. So now we're going to all have 4-hour work days, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because we're not spending all this time. Well, if you, I don't think that we're going to get away from it, but I found an article that says some reasons that you should pick up a phone instead of sending an email.
Yeah.
And she says, do you remember when we didn't have email 10 years ago, right? And now we can't do anything without it. And she says, I'm not advocating a return of the dark ages, but if your office is starting to sound like a typing pool, right, where we're sending emails instead of actually connecting to people, here's why you might want to pick up the phone instead of sending that next email. Number one, you can't build relationships by email. She said, imagine if you only emailed your friends and family instead of actually talking to them and calling them.
Yeah.
How strong do you suppose any relationship would be? The same applies to business relationships. So sometimes an email is good for information.
Yeah.
But for true connection, you're going to pick up the phone. Also says the telephone is intimate.
Yes,
you have the chance to really connect with another human being. It's more personal than an email. Email very, very less personal. Also, it's difficult to convey your tone of voice in your email.
Oh, that is so hard. Yeah.
No matter how many smileys you use.
That's a problem for me because, as you know, I'm not very serious all the time, and I have somewhat of a sarcastic sense of humor, and it can sound really, really harsh over email. So I always, if I try to insert some joke, I go back and I reread it, and I go, okay, if they don't understand where I'm coming from, and then I'll put a note at the bottom. Hope I'm just kidding. This is just a joke. Yeah,
right. Yeah, I know you got to put this whole disclaimer in there.
Exactly. Yeah, which if you have to tell somebody it's a joke, it wasn't a very good joke.
It wasn't very good.
No.
I do like your polar bear.
You like that?
Joke.
Isn't that good?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. How much does
polar bear weigh? Enough to break the ice.
Enough to break the ice. There's your icebreaker
Best conversation.
question.
Yeah. Best conversation starter.
I liked it a lot. I remember an email conversation gone incredibly, horribly wrong. Somebody asked somebody for something, and he responded to say good luck. Good luck with the thing that you're doing.
Yeah.
The person on the receiving end heard it as good luck with that.
Oh, good luck with that.
Like as if he was being snotty and sarcastic to him. And a little bit of a war ensued because of it. And so anytime that I think that my email might come across with a different tone, I pick up the phone before I hit send, leave them the voicemail, because usually it's a voicemail, right? You're not always going to get through, saying this is what I'm sending and this is it. And just so you know, and I'm really excited to support you and what you guys have going on. But because I'm thinking, we always read it. There's just this natural tendency that we read it with a negative tone and with sarcasm kind of built into it.
We read it like in the Charlie Brown teacher voice. Just womp, 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 womp.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Okay, another reason why it might be easier, it might be better to pick up the phone instead of sending that email is it's harder to influence other people's opinions and decisions by email. Think about it. The telephone is a two-way channel of communication, but when it comes to email, it's a monologue. It's not a dialogue.
Yeah,
and a dialogue beats a monologue any day.
Yep.
Also, you can't read body language by email, right? Potential deal breakers are much harder to detect. And also, prospects can really string you along more easily by email than they can by telephone.
Oh, yes, they can, because they can give you just a little hint, and you can't hear them in the tone of voice if they're really interested or they're just blowing you off.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you've sent 6 emails and you're not getting anywhere.
Yep.
Right? Also, every conversation is an opportunity to requalify candidates, gain leads,
that's good.
referrals, market intelligence. We just had Professor Eli Delaney talking about introductions. And so if you're having a conversation, a lot of these extra pieces aren't going to come up in the email as if they would in the telephone conversation. Another reason why you might want to pick up the phone instead of sending an email when problems arise, a quick telephone call is often all that's required to resolve things amicably. On the other hand, a heated exchange of emails can quickly escalate issues past the point of no return.
The easiest example for this is to look at how people behave when complaining in person versus how they complain online. How many harsh, reviews or just negative responses to things are left online, where if you actually would say to that person, okay, you think this restaurant is so bad, here's the manager. Walk up to the manager and tell them exactly what you just said online.
Yeah, you read that and you think they would never say that to somebody's face.
Yeah, and the reason they type that harshly is because it's anonymous.
Yeah.
The anonymity of the computer screen, it makes us very strong and bold.
I know, we're very strong and bold behind our typewriters.
Yes, when nobody knows who we are. Yes.
I remember Eric and I went to a workshop not too long ago, about a month ago, and we needed to call. They'd given us an instruction of something to do with a script and how to make this phone call. And to hear Eric describe me making that phone call, here's, my name is Angel Tussey, and here's this, and this is what I'm asking for, and this is what I want. But to hear him describe, this is how I did it. My name is Angel, and I kind of wanted to know if maybe you could. That was his impression of how I did it.
Wow.
And I remember I was really nervous making the call, and we made 3 of them. First one was the hardest one because it was awkward, never did it before, right?
Yeah,
and I was
the
a
first
little
is
nervous,
always the
right?
hardest,
And to hear him describe it, I was like, yeah. So I was kind of hoping maybe you could. I'm like, that is not how I sounded, but that's a little bit. And by the last one, I was like, okay,
oh yeah,
like this is what we're doing. I get this now. I was just
you found your rhythm,
right? Yeah. Also, another reason why you might want to send or pick up the phone instead of sending an email is you have no control about how quickly someone's going to respond to your email. So when you need an immediate answer, use the telephone. And then finally, reading and replying to email wastes a lot of time. It's easy to get bogged down. And so instead of spending the first hour of every day in your inbox, spend it on the phone instead. You'll see an increase in everything you're trying to accomplish. Of course, always start your morning with the Experience Pros radio show. Bill, thanks so much for filling in with us this week. Mark, our videographer, for taking care of the online pieces. Everybody who makes this Experience Pros radio show happen. Remember, check out experienceprosdeals.com and get your weekend started.
America's home for positive business talk. You're listening to the Experience Pros radio show. Contact them on the web at experiencepros.com. This is the Experience Pros radio show with business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer. For more information, you can contact the Experience Pros by calling 720-344-2446 or contact them on the web at experiencepros.com or on Facebook and Twitter at Experience Pros. If your customers love you, we want to know you. What are you waiting for? Join the revolution.
KDMT Arvada, Denver. We're all about money.